Hey everybody, and welcome to the final day, the final Saturday of Stephen King month. And of course, here I am, Mr. Retroactive here. Today we're going to be reviewing Christine and Carrie, suggested by our two guest stars here. Of course, you guys already know them by now. It is Billy Peddle and Puganeer 2020. Say hi, you two.
Howdy.
Yeah, hard to believe the Stephen King month is actually going to be over. I'm sorry, I just can't understand it to me.
And there's so many more we could do.
That is true.
A little tidbit though, Christine was actually, the movie was actually what was his name?
John Carpenter.
John Carpenter movie.
I honestly thought that's awesome.
Stephen King book though, basically.
It's still a Stephen King book
Yeah.
turned into a movie. It's just that it was directed by John Carpenter. Like, basically, when it comes down... Oh, hey, how you doing there, Phoenix Fire? But yeah, when it comes down to it, Stephen King movies, we mainly talk about movies based on his books. And that's basically what the idea is for this particular month. So, yeah, hard to believe, though. We are finally in the last Saturday of September, then we're going to be going straight into October very soon.
Excellent
And
month.
as you guys all know, when it comes down to the schedule, that we are going to be doing non-stop horror-themed games for the entire month of October, which means we will do Mutant Football League because, again, that's basically monsters and gore and violence and language and everything you could expect in a horror film.
Just fun.
Except it's basically them playing football and murdering each other on the field. Also, if you guys want to check out last Tuesday, I just won the Mayhem Bowl. I still have the video on my YouTube channel, my live streams channel, if you want to check that out. Possibly one of the greatest playoff seasons I've ever had in my life. One heck of a comeback. We went from 0-5 at the start of the season straight into 10-5. And then we just swept through the remaining three teams. And to think that the Seattle Seahawks team, known as the Microhard Mutilators, were actually the final team we faced down in the... And also...
Oh, that's crazy.
Also, I won one for Cleveland, so that's for you guys. Yeah?
What's her name?
Ingot.
Is going to be joining us.
Alright, just wanted to double check.
Did you notice what Phoenix Fire said?
Yeah, he literally just... this is going to be the last time I'm here. Really? What's going on? What's going on there, Phoenix Fire? I wonder... Oh, yeah! He's moving!
Yeah, but I mean, that doesn't mean he can't do it.
That really does depend, though.
Yeah. I hope he can. That would be...
Yeah,
nice.
definitely. We hope to see you. We hope to see you again in the future, bud. But yeah, why is this gonna be? Is this maybe because you're moving? Or yeah, he was. Yeah, I was right. He's gonna be going on his holiday to California, so it makes sense that he wouldn't be around for a while. So yeah. Well, I hope you have fun on your trip, though, just to make sure. Oh yeah, he's preparing for his flight.
Awesome.
All right. So, with that in mind, we are going to be doing, of course, the classic Stephen King movies, Carrie and Christine. And there are so many good things that we could talk about that movie. It's unbelievable. What did you guys think of when you first saw Carrie?
Young brain to handle, I guess.
True. I have to admit, though, it was a fantastic movie overall.
Great movie. Excellent movie, yes.
What about you? What was your first experience with Carrie and Christine?
Carrie, I saw on TV on the local channel 50.
Mm-hmm.
They showed something we need to say. If you're gonna watch it on Netflix, they cut out a spectacular amount of very important plot. So it's like basically all the bullying and the build-up tension between the lead blonde, the nasty lead blonde, and and Carrie.
Her.
They cut all that out, so it was really weird. It was just like they had this terrible, horrible interaction in the bathroom during the PE
Well, see, they cut that
period
out even in the movie we watched the other
on
night
Netflix.
on Netflix.
Yeah, it was like barely a little interaction, and then all hell breaks loose. So it was very like, wait, wasn't there like an hour and a half that we just missed here?
Yeah.
So if you're gonna stream, don't bother watching Carrie because on Netflix they cut so much out.
My movie that I have.
Get it on DVD.
It has the whole.
Ah, here we go. We got Ingot.
Oh, there she
Hey,
is.
Ingot.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks. Unfortunately, here we go. I'm going to turn up the volume here. All right, there we go. So now everybody can hear you. All right, so with that in mind,
silent.
yes, silent. Right as soon as I say
Oh,
that.
sorry, you were talking to me. I got here late. I wasn't sure if you were talking to me or
No
not.
worries.
so.
No worries. But yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, these were a couple of Stephen King's first book adaptations turned into movies that ended up being very successful overall.
Yeah.
Before before Shawshank Redemption, before Green Mile, before all that, these two movies set the standard for what movies based on his books could accomplish.
Yeah, they're good movies.
I actually
The
don't really...
movies again, I'm sorry.
Oh my lord.
Christine and Carrie.
Yeah, we're doing Christine and Carrie.
Okay. Okay, you can't blame me. We talk about a lot of his stuff during these things. I can't keep anything straight. No.
True. When it comes down to it,
They're
though...
both good, though.
When it comes down to it, there's actually a few things I've wanted to talk about with for this movie, especially with Carrie, since you know the dude who dies from the bucket hitting his head.
Oh,
yeah.
poor guy.
Yeah, him. And you notice that hers and both of them are focused and very clear. That's called a diopter shot. They actually use a specific lens that allows them to focus on both person far away and a person close up.
Wow.
It's really interesting. I just found that out. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. I actually did more research. And yeah, Carrie was the first movie to ever implement that.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
So it was very interesting, very bold, but very good choice. Because the cinematography is done much... It almost gives almost an eerie feel to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very intense.
Mm-hmm. So honestly, that's pretty... They built one to set on fire. They built one more as a stand-in model when they're driving along the road. I was like, good lord, how many did they make? I think they made over 70. And unfortunately, out of all of them, only 2 technically survive.
She's a beautiful.
As
car.
one that actually drives. 3 technically exist. One's in a museum. It no longer works. But the other 2 that still remain out there, they're still good. I heard they're very expensive to buy.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm sure.
They're stunning.
What a beautiful car though in that movie
cherry
too.
red, gorgeous. Oh yeah.
It was-
You'd sell your soul for that car.
Literally, in some
Bernie
cases.
actually did. That's what happened. No.
I guess yeah, he did
Touche.
technically do that. Thank you so much for the like there, George Zen.
I don't see George. you
He's
see that.
he'll pop up.
Hi, baby.
Oh, my cat here. Yep, it has. But yeah, now we're gonna talk about. We're first gonna start with Christine, and then we're gonna go right into Carrie, because I feel like for Carrie, since we definitely talked about some of his more later films in at the start of this month, I believe we should start with his first one in the end. So it will be the last Stephen King review we do for a while. Except for maybe one, but I have a feeling a lot of people have been requesting it, so... And if you guys
what do you
want
mean
to know...
his first one in the end? I thought Carrie was his first one. Like
That's
the
what I'm
movie
doing.
and,
That's
like,
why
the
we're
movie.
doing. We're gonna review Christine first, then we're gonna do Carrie last.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant like the end of the month. So wait, is this the end of the month?
Yes.
Oh my god, it is! Holy shit! I'm sorry, I'm way behind. I cannot believe how fast this month has gone by.
No
Unfortunately,
kidding.
I'm with
Wow.
you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, I guess next Friday is October 1st. I have a show to go to that I'm pretty stoked about, but I can't believe it's already here.
What show are you going to?
Yeah, what show?
It's like a comedy show. It's the last podcast on the left. They're putting on a show.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Awesome.
I love comedy shows.
Yeah, these guys I listen to. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun. I'm pretty excited.
Awesome.
All right. Honestly, I can't wait for some of the game releases coming out. They're gonna be awesome. Especially, I think they're. I actually can't wait to see the new horror film. It's the sequel to. Shit, what is it called again? It's the dude with the blind
Seen
dude.
that shit movie? No.
What's the dude with the blind? That was blind and hunts down those people that try to break into his house.
Oh, I know it.
I don't remember the name
I
of
don't
it
know
though. That's the
I don't
problem.
know the name. We just saw the trailer. It's a sequel. It's what
Yeah,
he's
so we
talking
established
about.
that.
There's
He
a
just
little
can't. Nobody
girl
can remember
cutting
the
his
name
hair
of
in
the
the
movie.
trailer.
Yeah, and then she
I
gets
know, I
kidnapped,
get
and
you,
the
man.
blind dude decides to hunt them all down.
Right, yes.
No, I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay, well, you have the original movie because you said, I have the original movie.
Oh,
Oh, excitement. You know,
Oh, wow.
I swear to God, I don't know why we're all blanking out on the title.
small gas leak.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's like See No Evil, I think, or
yeah, not me, but that's fine.
what?
Anyway, nothing.
What?
Not you. I love you so much.
No, I meant like what did you guys find or something?
No, nothing. Let's just continue. Okay, we're doing Christine first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna do the first. This is gonna be rough.
I just saw it for the first time last night, actually, and I've had a mad
Oh,
crush.
man.
Christine,
Yeah,
you've never seen it before?
New.
Then?
New.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
I had a mad
I
crush
haven't
on
seen
the
it in
actor,
so
Arnie
long I can't
Taylor
remember, and I've read the
Fromm.
book a whole shitload of times, so.
Really?
Oh, hold on, I gotta
Yeah,
check
good
something.
luck.
What is that called?
Oh wow, thank you so much for the follow there, Thunders TXRM13. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. Oh my god. How many people? Wow, we have a lot of people watching today.
Oh Lord, that just.
We have like around 11 people watching.
Wow.
So,
And then we go quiet.
with that in mind, oh come on. People are enjoying it, that's the thing. Alright, so with this in mind, we're going to start off with Christine. What do you guys think your overall score is going to be?
Let's see.
Because for me, I'm going to give it a 45 as my overall score. Because the movie is good, but I think there's maybe a couple of things that I would
I'd
think a
say
couple of things that are
48.
more. 48. All right, we got 48 from Puginator.
I'm gonna say like a 45. 46.
45, 46. Okay.
46.
We'll do 46. And what about you, Inget? What would you give the score of 0 to 50?
Now, is it fair for me to even chime in on this because I can't remember the movie? Because I think I saw it as a kid, and I was like, meh. I really like the book. I know a lot about the book, but I mean, that's... Oh, Sir, I'll be better with Carrie. I've seen that movie a shitload of times, but...
All right, so then I guess we'll. I guess you could give us pointers on the book and see what would be different from the original movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because honestly, having your perspective on the books would make things a little interesting to find out what they had to cut out and what they added in.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so for right now, we'll leave her out of the scoring for now, but we will definitely have her set for the Carrie movie.
Well, I have a question for you, Inget, if I can, Mr. Retro.
Sure, go for it.
So, they don't ever explain in the movie, like, the origin of the haunting of Christine. Like, why is she evil? You know?
Cool. Okay, so isn't there a guy in the book that he buys the car from, though?
Yes.
Yeah, the
Okay,
dude
so that
from,
guy is inherently evil. He's a douchebag. His name's Roland LeBay. And he's basically haunted by that guy's, nasty spirit haunts the car.
Oh.
Is it not the old guy in the movie? Not that guy. It was his brother.
The died.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
They changed the original story where
So
the
then-
old man was a lot more prominent in the movie than he was in the book.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but what happened in the book is that Arnie comes upon the car and sees it on the lawn, just kind of rotting, and falls in love with it, and he buys it from him. And then I think they see him one more time, but he ends up passing away, and they find out backstory about the car from LeBay's brother, who comes to town for the funeral and stuff. But I mean,
Okay, so it's his brother
yeah,
that
the car is definitely.
it's his brother then
Deepa.
that had the bad. That was a bad person, right?
Yeah. In this particular case, it was more...
Um,
hold on. In the movie, it's mainly with the fact that his brother and his family died in the car.
Yes. His brother and his brother's family, the wife and the little girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
They unfortunately died in the car.
I don't know why they switched it. I don't know why they switched it so much, because in the book, it was Roland LeBay's family, his wife and daughter, that both died in the car. His little girl first, she choked to death on a hamburger, and then afterward, his wife committed suicide in the car, and he still didn't get rid of it. So his brother hated the car, didn't want to have anything to do with him or the car because Roland couldn't let it go.
Oh.
So it's weird that
okay.
they switched that around and made it so different in the movie,
See, that
because
would
the
make
guy
more
comes
sense.
to town trying to warn Arnie, hey, you should stay away from this because his best friend Dennis starts asking questions and stuff. Like, hey, what is going on? Arnie's like a different person now. It's because he's haunted by Roland LeBay. So.
Yeah, they do. They are a little bit more vague on it.
They're very
Yeah, I
vague.
think that's kind of the point for the director. The director wanted to make Christine a little bit more vague.
It's definitely vague.
Definitely, but at the same time, but be more mysterious.
Right.
You know how the Joker is in the Batman Dark Knight trilogy?
Right.
How you never really know his backstory. He
Right.
could be lying or he could be telling the truth. It's up to you to interpret.
Right.
So I think in that case, I can understand where he's coming from with that choice to make Christine a little bit more vague.
Right.
Again-
we have to shout out, though, to the old guy in the movie that sells him the car, because he's the dude, the old scary guy from Home Alone.
Yep.
And he says Pussy Gasp. Scared me. It was terrifying. It was so shocking.
Yeah, that's one of his favorite words in the book. Like,
He says,
Gasp?
yes.
Yeah, it's his one. I'm not.
Because remember, he says that there's no smell better in the world than the smell of a new car or pussy.
except for maybe,
okay.
can
Pretty
we not
much.
say
Why
it?
did
I'm not
you
going to say it if
spell
we're
the
not allowed
word
to, so.
Because I was being funny.
Oh.
Thank you
okay.
for getting my humor there.
Yeah, when it comes down to
Sorry.
it,
Sorry.
when it comes down to it, yeah, that was his favorite line in the book.
I thought it was pretty shocking because he's from my childhood. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
That's funny.
luckily no. This was before he got that role though.
that would make sense. That would
Yeah,
make
because
sense.
Home Alone didn't come until years later, so it made sense that he wouldn't. He wouldn't
tone
try
it
to.
down a little.
Right.
Oh yeah. It's almost like the creator of the Muppets, how he originally created the
Oh yeah.
Wilson's Instant Coffee, and how it literally was one of the puppets murdering the other one in very, very brutal fashions
That's so disturbing.
compared
He had
to
a
the
hard time
Muppets
getting
now.
signed on, I think. He had a hard time getting signed on for the Muppets movie because of those earlier cartoons. You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
that
this
makes
isn't
sense.
family. You can't want kids see this. And then
It's so
the
dark.
Muppets ended up being a little bit different. So they're like, oh, okay, I guess this might
Actually,
fly and be okay. Like,
It wasn't just that though.
It's
His
so messed
personality,
up.
his outlook completely changed. He even thought that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, which he was a part of, he's the one who made the costumes,
Well,
the
hell
Turtle
yeah.
costumes. He thought it was too violent.
Oh wow, really?
His personality completely changed during the 70s and 80s.
That's really good though, because that was some scary shit. Those coffee commercials.
Oh my
Kermit
lord!
Is like a lunatic.
I remember the first time I
Terrifying.
looked at him.
I didn't see him.
It was Mr. Retro has shown me that like he found a video that's like all of them all streamed together.
Yeah, I
I
actually have to
Very
show you
disturbing.
because they
It
are.
made me a little nauseous.
I was
the
like,
first time.
yeah. Basically, there's one where he's shooting, where he asks someone to shoot him with a gun. One where he runs him over with a
Knifes
steamroller.
someone.
Another one where he
He
literally
beheads
throws him
one
off
of
a
the
building.
Muppets.
One
Yeah.
where he kicks him right off a tree. One
Wow.
where he literally plummets him off a freaking hot air balloon. One where he throws him off a freaking plane. One where he literally puts him in a pot where he cooks him.
Wow.
It's disturbing.
That is
It's dark.
disturbing.
It's dark.
I was honestly shocked, personally, of just how disturbing those. But
makes-
however, at the same time, they were funny, just for how absolute batshit insane they were. Which again, you guys have to check them out. They're actually really funny. You would never, ever find those things returning ever again.
Oh no.
There she is. She disconnected accidentally. What?
I'm gonna play with
No,
that.
I was having problems. I
What?
disconnected on purpose, and now I can hear you guys again, so.
All right.
I bought that from him at a.
Actually, I found out those are also letter openers.
The swords. That's what she just said, and I was told her I was gonna.
Yeah,
play
the
with
swords were not just decorative. For their, I'll have to show you guys one of these
Meant to be
days.
played. You're on,
I
Mr.
found
Retro.
that at a yard sale,
That's so cool.
and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh my god, Retro would love it."
Oh yeah, I absolutely love the hell out of that thing. But alright. Now that we're done talking about some very dark shit, it is time for us to get into the review. And honestly, we're gonna start off a story like we usually do, and then we're gonna go on and do the other categories. So, starting off with story. I actually think this story is pretty coherent for the most part.
Yeah.
Like I said, for the sudden changes here and there with
Well,
the
you
backstory
don't
of
see
the
a lot of movies that are about
killer vehicles.
killer vehicles, right?
She's
Exactly.
a pretty car. for
And
sure.
she's pretty,
Oh,
yeah.
cherry red gorgeousness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention, there's a lot of stuff that's parodied the living crap out of that movie for years. Even Futurama did an episode on that one too. I'm like, okay,
That's crazy.
but yeah, very much so. But yeah, when it comes down to the story, it's actually a lot simpler than you think. It's not too complicated, strange enough.
I think it's really interesting how Christine sort of helps him in the beginning. Like Arnie gets more confidence and he starts standing up for himself, and he asks the girl out and he gets her. You know what I mean? Like, it's good. It begins good, and it makes me so sad that it turns so dark. I was shocked that he gets killed. I did not expect that.
But
spoiler. Sorry.
No worries. That's what we do in this
show.
But
I don't blame him for retaliating against the people that used to torture him.
People are horrible.
Yeah, it's
go for it, right?
I
would sell my soul to that car in a second.
Why is it that almost everything we watch in today in society and in the past
has bullying
a lot of bullying in it? It's crazy.
It's interesting. You could take actually Christine and Carrie and run a parallel to like modern day violence.
Yeah.
It's crazy
because
sad. People, like, the first thing they say if there's a shooting or something, they're like, oh, it came out of nowhere. But then the more information you get, the more articles you read, the more it's on the news. Yeah. It's like, oh no, there were red flags everywhere. Yeah. There was bullying. There was abuse. Yeah. There was some sort of triangle. God. You know what I mean? Like, it's horrible. It's not a surprise at all. It's you could do this movie in any era, because people are crap no matter what, you know?
Yeah. In my personal part about this, I almost feel like that the Christine in a way is an allegory for egos. How someone's ego, again, it starts out as pride. You have pride in yourself and everything, but take it too far and it's going to corrupt you big time.
Yeah, because
that's very true,
as it went on in the movie, his ego got more out of control,
basically. Yeah. Basically, he let his personality, he let his entire personality get warped to a point of no return.
It's so sad.
It is.
It made me so sad.
How the car rebuilt itself the way it kind of fed off of him, and then the car and Roland, the spirit both got stronger, and that's what happened. I mean, does it show that in the movie?
I think so. Yeah.
It's really bad. You were like, God, he looks like death, and then towards the end. So that makes sense.
It's almost like it's sucking the soul out of him.
It's more like it's draining him of his innocence.
Okay.
And just letting the absolute monster out.
The dark side take over.
Exactly. So, honestly, it's a really interesting premise for that type of stuff. And not to mention, I actually do like how it's more, instead of it being like almost instantaneous like with some movies, this one was gradual. You saw him build up to the absolute monster he would become later on.
So sad. I really like a shout out to Dennis, who was also in one of my other favorite movies, My Science Project, because he's even though he's like the football player kind of jock, like tough guy.
He stands by this kid.
He's so sensitive and sweet, and he's like cares so much for Arnie. In that last scene they have together in the car, like that was like so emotional and touching and sad.
Well, okay, I'm wondering, how did the movie actually end? Because I know it has to have ended different than the book did. Because the book had some really crazy supernatural stuff going on. So
yeah, according to this, that during the ending, and yes, this is spoilers for all of you guys, again, during the final scene of the movie, both his best friend and his ex-girlfriend now decide that the best thing they could do is destroy Christine before he goes completely loco.
Right.
Now, throughout the movie, the car is driving by itself. It is basically doing all this horrible stuff itself. However...
And Arnie's always out of town when it happens.
Exactly. Right. This time, no. Arnie's in the car. He is trying to kill his friends.
It's terrifying.
He is absolutely trying to murder them in the most brutal way he can.
And they end up squishing him into a
both Christine and him both get stuck inside a trash compactor and gets crushed to death.
Well, no, it doesn't show the trash compactor bit. It shows him, Dennis, trying to run the car over with the tractor, and he has to keep running over it, like, what was it, like 3 times? 4 times? And then it cuts to...
it coming out a rectangle.
Yeah, and
squished.
Daytime, they're in the junkyard. So they didn't actually show it being caught in a compactor. Maybe
but it did show, or not a compactor, it's one of those car crushers.
Yeah. Basically, Christine is crushed. Yeah. He's already dead by the time before that even happened, so...
Well, and it's interesting.
Do you want to hear how the end of the movie differs from the book?
Hold on, I'm not done yet. when this final scene finally happens, you notice the light comes back on, knowing Christine's not dead yet.
Well, it's the radio. Remember the junkyard guy had a boombox as he walked by, and they're like, "Oh, relief!" But then it keeps on, like the frame on the cube of Christine, and then the light comes on, and you can hear music faintly.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how the police officer, or the detective rather, is all like, "Yeah, well, crazy shit happens.
Also,
it's a bummer."
Also, did you know that guy's
he's
the
so
same?
like he's not even surprised that the car was supernatural.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
did you also know that that's the same guy who played in Alien, the guy who had the chest burster come out of him?
He's been in so many things.
Okay.
There was quite a few.
Ingrid's going to tell us how it really ends in the book. I'm really
so
curious.
what happens in the book?
Well, in the book, I mean, they're also Arnie and his parents both go out of town.
That's what happened. Yeah.
And Dennis and Leah tried to take on Christine on their own.
Yep.
So the show off happens between Leah and Dennis with Christine, but Arnie is not physically there. He's off somewhere else with his parents.
Wow.
But he dies in a car crash with both of his parents. Like, some part of him comes back at the last minute or something. Like, but I mean, they all die separately. He never ends up back at Darnell's garage for the final showdown. So.
Wow, so he dies anyway.
So it is.
He still dies anyway, but however, in this case, in the book, his parents are dead too.
Christine and Roland LeBay took out him and his parents. He failed to take out Leah and Dennis, but his family went down in a fiery blaze. So.
Wow.
Yeah. So in this,
That's
in the
hella
book,
dark.
so in the movie,
His
only
parents
he
were pretty
dies,
much
and his
assholes
parents.
Anyway.
Yeah. Actually.
Keeping true to the trope. Thank you.
Well, actually, his mom wasn't that bad.
Oh, she was horrible.
Compared to other mothers.
Until the very end.
Yeah.
When she was like all concerned.
Right.
But throughout
She
the
was
entire
horrid
movie,
to
she was
him.
horrid. She was worse
Pretty
than her
much.
dad.
She was just like the bullies in the
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
actually,
in the book,
yeah, you're right.
In the book, the mom does get nasty. As soon as Arnie gets a car and starts to not
Stand up
be
for
her
himself.
perfect little I don't know. She
Puppet.
was controlling him, and then you know what? The husband was Michael. The husband was kind of under her. He was cowed by her too. They both did whatever she
agree.
said
Yeah.
until.
Totally.
Yeah, because she was
So,
like when he got into trouble. She you know how normally typically it's the man that's like, okay, you stop speaking to your mother like that. No, it wasn't at all. It was like her being like,
She was horrible.
she was
Yeah.
horrible.
Basically,
I didn't like her.
this almost
Not
has a
too
bit of
sad
a
that she
message.
was,
Don't be so over controlling.
Right.
Because you never know when your kid may lash out and may try something crazy.
Well,
With
Had
Carrie
they
too.
let
No.
me stand up- Exactly.
Carrie,
exactly.
that's exactly what Carrie.
They really the two
Oh my god! I
movies-
just realized both of them are controlling parents.
the two movies, even though they're different, they have a lot of the same characteristics.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
It's basically, it's an innocent kid that gets bullied, that has no voice,
Yep.
that starts to finally stand up a little bit for themselves, and it ends up just going
Tragic.
to hell.
However, there's a difference
It's
between
horrible.
both Carrie and,
Oh, yeah,
of
there's-
course, the main
yeah.
character from Christine. For him, he brought this on himself. This is totally his fault. Where Carrie was bullied into a point where she was traumatized.
Yeah,
And
he
she
did
did,
not-
and yes, she did regret what she
He
did.
didn't bring it on himself. He wanted a car, and that
No,
car took over his.
no, that's not what I meant. I mean, he's let his ego get the best of him,
No,
and
but he
ultimately
didn't have
let
any
It
Christine
control.
wasn't
take
his
control.
ego. It was Roland LeBay's spirit that
Yeah.
totally changed Arnie.
No,
I
that
don't
wasn't-
think they conveyed that properly in the movie.
No, they
You could
didn't.
see it happening in the book because Arnie started walking around saying the same stuff, like, "Oh yeah, pussy," like "man, man, man," or there was a saying, there was a certain saying he had that Arnie started saying too, something about I can't even remember it now. It was just. It was definitely Roland saying it. Arnie started saying it, so.
Well, Arnie acts pretty arrogant.
We should have done Cujo
more
too,
and
you guys.
more.
We
He
should have done
builds-
Cujo. That would have been good.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, we'll have to do Cujo next year. I'm definitely want to do more Stephen King films down the line, as well as miniseries for next year. So next year on September, we're gonna do Cujo and a few others, even Pet Cemetery if we can.
We don't have to wait a while.
I just finished that book for the 88 millionth time. I love that one.
But yeah, for what it's worth though, now that I'm starting to think about it, they really, for as good as the simplest story is, it definitely is confusing when you try to interpret it.
Right.
So
Well, they do have him be even more and more arrogant and mouthy and stuff like that. I guess the point of that one is that if you're browbeaten so much that you can be easily influenced by forces of evil.
I agree.
Maybe.
I agree.
That's what they're
It's
trying
possible.
to convey.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't see why
It makes
wouldn't
sense.
be possible.
Yeah, true enough. So, what would you guys score this overall with a score of 0 to 10?
The story?
Yeah, for the story for this
I'm
film.
going to give it a 9.
Yeah, me too.
Now that I know, like, I was just a little bit confused about the origin of the IPA.
All right, so you have 9.
A 9 too.
Oh, you
What?
pulled it.
Oh, what happened to your?
Flip-flop. It's like,
Oh.
I have like
All right,
this
so you-
much padding.
Ooh. So you have 9. She has 9.
Yep.
Now that we discussed it and all, I'm actually gonna give it an 8 because I think that the changes to the beginning might have messed up a little bit on the story a little bit, but
On
I think
the
that's maybe
inception of it.
Hearing your guys' like what you told me about the movie, I was gonna say I would give it an 8 just based on it. Sounds like they almost did the right thing, but they cut out some details that were important that really would have helped flesh out the movie. So
Yeah.
Definitely.
Totally. Big shocker.
I guess in this particular case, they wanted to make Christine a lot more of a spiritual presence, more than it was man possessing a car.
Right.
So
You don't
I
get
think they
that.
wanted
I
to,
thought Christine
yeah.
was just a evil spirit.
Exactly. For me, I see it as, in the movie, I see it as an evil car.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
see it as a
ghost
soul,
of someone.
ghost
haunting
of
it.
someone. Yeah,
no.
exactly. Almost like a demon enticing someone to give into their inner demons.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, that's my cat right there. All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna stick with an 8. But yeah, we'll All right, so what would you guys think of the characters overall? Since we're going into
I
characters
love the
anyway.
characters.
I dig it. I dig it. I dig it, brother.
Oh
sorry.
Lord, you're going right back into
I'm
those
tired.
days.
What
That
are
happens.
you giving characters?
I'm gonna give it a 10 because I thought all the characters were pretty good.
Who were your favorite characters in the movie?
Dennis.
It's a cross between Dennis and Christine.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I do love Dennis.
honestly,
actually.
I really like the whole damn cast.
I liked
The
Arnie
cast was
too,
really good. Yeah.
actually, until he started.
I know.
Going off the
Arnie
deep
broke my
end.
heart. He really
Yeah.
did.
Did
I
they
also-
show did they show the police detective that got kind of close to the case and was investigating and trying to help?
Yeah.
At all?
Yes.
'Cause- okay. And then also the Darnell, the owner of the garage. I just wonder
Yep.
how many of the characters. they
Darnell's-
added.
yeah.
Darnell's a dick.
Yeah, he is.
True,
Did
but
it
he's
show
not as
all
bad as
of
his mother.
The crazy drug runs and illegal runs Arnie was doing for him once he got Christine fixed up.
No.
No.
We didn't know they were
No,
drug
they
runs.
they cut that
Oh.
part out.
Wow.
We were under the impression
Yeah, I would read this
in the
book.
movie that it was parts.
Yeah. When it
Oh,
comes
So
yeah.
he
to
was delivering
No, it was other
parts.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah, we
okay.
might have to read the book now.
but yeah,
No,
for,
the book's really good.
Mhm. When it comes down to it, honestly, though, in the movie, he's not as bad as his mother because he does at least treat him a little bit better than his mother does.
Not by
Who?
His
Darnell.
boss
Oh.
Not-
compared to his mother,
I don't
yes.
think so.
No, they're both pretty much
Yeah.
assholes.
pretty
Yeah,
much.
but which asshole would you rather prefer hanging out with? His mother or
Christine.
Darnell?
Christine.
Okay, what the hell? All right.
He hangs out with her plenty. No.
I remember. I'm gonna have to remember to just pour gasoline over her and burn her with fire to
Oh,
ensure that
wow.
her curse that doesn't try to transfer to me.
Me or the car? Jesus.
Possibly both.
Wow. That's dark.
I'm sorry, but if you're cursed from that freaking movie, I have to make sure.
I'm not cursed from the movie, dear. Just in general.
But for what it's worth, though, the whole cast does a really good job.
They did.
They do.
They did.
So
Even down to the blonde.
Kelly Preston.
yeah.
Because like
Oh,
the
I
whole
felt so
thing,
bad for
I
her.
did. She thought for sure Dennis was into her, and like in the
Dennis is
library.
all like, no, I like girls that read. But bam.
Yeah, she. It's like when he was walking in the library, and and she was like, looked up and was like, oh, he's coming for me, and then he
That was
walked
so
right by. That was
heartbreaking.
yeah, it was pretty
It's
heartbreaking.
like, oh.
yeah, she played a pretty good
Oh, she
part
did great.
though.
Yeah,
there,
she
you
did
know,
good.
because you actually had
Hard that
empathy
they give
for
her.
her.
do,
'Cause
yeah.
there wasn't like an extra check in the book. I mean, there was somebody Dennis dated very briefly, but she was nothing. Like she didn't come up again. So
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, they
this
definitely
girl,
give you a little bit more.
This girl was really kind of nothing either, but she she kind of made her spot because it made you feel empathetic towards her.
Right.
You know, because she really liked Dennis, but Dennis really was not interested in her.
Adoring,
And so there was a couple times where.
And then, of course,
it was so cringy. It was so cringy.
And of course, the bully played by, I think, John Travolta?
75-year-old
it looked
man.
like John Travolta.
He looked like he was in his
but it's not.
30s.
Are you sure?
I'm positive it's not.
Hold on, I'm gonna double check
it's not
everyone. Give me a
him.
second.
He does look like him.
Yes,
though.
he
He's
does.
got the Travolta hair.
He's got the
from
Travolta
the
hair and the
70s.
sideburns, and
Yeah.
but it definitely is not.
I'm looking it up right now. I'm
I
very
am
curious
too.
who does play that.
She's on her tweet.
I know you guys are right. I can't remember, but I'm sure you two are right.
not.
Nobody could. Us gals will never get John Travolta wrong on anything. So.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying to find
can't-
out
I
what
can't
was the
remember-
bully's name.
What was the lead guy's name? I can't remember his name.
Arnie.
Arnie. What's Arnie's the actor?
Keith Gordon.
Ah, see, I was madly in love with him from The Legend of Billie Jean. He was
Hold on, what was the bully's name again?
Arnie.
No.
No,
No, that's the main guy.
the bully.
Oh, I don't know.
Because I think
There should have been several. There was Moochie Welch. There were several of them that were.
Moochie. Isn't it Moochie?
no, that's
I
Malcolm
remember.
Denare.
I'll tell you who it is.
I think.
Well, list off the names that you don't know.
Oh,
I'll tell you which
no,
one
it
of
was
the bullies
Buddy.
were.
Buddy. Yeah,
That
but it's
sounds
not John,
right.
not John Travolta.
Yeah.
That's William Ostrander,
Yeah, definitely not John.
I think.
I'll look it up.
So Inge,
Buddy Repperton, right?
Yep, it is him. It is him.
Okay.
What?
He's the one who
The bully's
plays
Buddy
Buddy.
Repperton, but I don't know who the.
The bully, the main bully in the group.
Okay.
The long hair.
Yes.
Yeah, his name is Buddy.
No, I mean, who's the actor?
William Ostrander.
Okay.
I just had to double check on that one. I had
Yes,
to.
because you don't believe us ever. It's fine.
No, it's not. Okay, screw off. And second, I did believe you guys. I just didn't remember what the guy's name was.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, I almost thought that maybe he could have been a relative of his.
He does have
Oh
the hair
yeah, it
down
is
pat.
him, William Ostrander.
He's got the Farrah hair.
I have to admit, though,
That's what he
do-
looks like now.
Wow.
He looks way different,
That's
much better looking.
Completely strange.
Yes,
instead of looking like a
Are
clone
you
of
sure
John
that's
Travolta.
the right one?
it is. Cause see,
Oh my God, that's strange. That's
him.
completely unfathomable. Wow. He definitely didn't look like a teenager, that's for sure.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Unless he got held back like 12 times.
That'd be
Possible.
bad.
That's horrible.
All right. So, what would you score it, Billy? Since we already know her score.
For character?
Yeah, for characters.
Oh, definitely a 10.
Yeah, I'm willing to give it a 10 myself.
I
as
was
well.
really surprised actually by the character
They had a really good.
diversity, you know?
He's actually just a little bit older than me.
But yeah,
He
he's
was
actually
born in
I wonder if he's on
59.
born in 59.
Ah,
Huh?
you're funny.
Hey, would you
You
leave
guys,
the?
oh my God.
Stop attacking your shadow,
You're
Taz.
such a dick.
Thank you.
But yeah. Now we're gonna go on to music. I actually do like the soundtrack.
Yes, I do
Music is
too.
great.
The
were talking
soundtrack
about
was
that
done
last
very
night.
well.
It's not just the oldies that Christine plays, but the actual like suspenseful music is pretty creepy.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah.
Because we were both
Yeah.
like, "Oh, listen to the music."
Yes, I was shocked actually.
Listen to the music, like the
And
Elfman
see,
brothers
that's-
always say.
That's my point too. I mean, if you can't even remember the music,
Right.
then it was shit. If you can remember
Then
it,
it was impressive.
then
yeah.
it's impressive. It's pretty decent music.
Not to mention they chose a really good soundtrack that
And I
fit
say
the time
10
period.
on that.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I'll say 10 on music.
Yeah, 10 definitely.
for sure.
But yeah, for what it's worth, the soundtrack is amazing. They had a lot of old school, a lot of 70s, a lot of 60s, a lot of that time period, that around those 2 decades.
Yeah, totally.
I love the music in those decades. They were very
Absolutely.
amazing. And they even did revamps of some of the songs as well. So I think it's pretty cool that they were also paying homage to
Yeah,
the old classics while also doing almost like a revamped version of the originals.
right.
But yeah, this is one of those soundtracks where Stephen King absolutely chose the right decade personally for me.
He did, yeah. for
And not to
sure.
mention, yeah, it was just overall. All right, now we're going on to
Well,
the.
I think it's refreshing that they stuck with his decade. The movie was made close enough to the publication of the book where it actually worked, and they didn't change it up like they did with it. Because when that book came out and that movie came out, it definitely was back in the day, and they didn't stick with it when it was re-released. So.
Yeah, when they did the
stuck with it
remake of the
Christine.
original miniseries, It. But in this one, they made sure to stick with the time periods, especially because Christine itself is a car from that decade. So if you were to
Right.
put that car in the newer decade, it wouldn't make sense. Unless if it was her returning from the dead or something in a sequel.
I think it would be fun.
Christine,
to
it
do a
wasn't
sequel.
from the decade that they're in, not from the 80s. She was from
No,
way back in the day.
The movie takes place on around the same time frame as that model of car was coming out.
I thought
Well,
it
then
was
they changed
in
it
the
because
80s.
in the book she's a 1958 Plymouth Fury. So they must have changed the car for the movie.
God bless it.
I didn't realize
She
had
did
a-
it. She did it.
It's
It
my
was her.
fault.
It was Pugnator.
What? I didn't do anything. What?
No, not you. It was
Oh.
Pugnator. Give me a second.
I got a
though.
great picture of her up on her tree.
Nice.
Anyways, sorry.
But yeah, for what it's worth, I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna look up mainly the car.
I think it would be fun to see.
I think if
a
it's
remake.
different, the one that they put in the movie must be different. Because
Yep,
in the book it's definitely a
1958.
1958
yep.
Fury.
Yep, it is the 1958 Plymouth Fury.
Sexy.
And that's not the decade that the book and the movie
I
are set
think.
in.
Hold on, let me
so-
double check to make sure.
Well, what is the decade? What is the era that the book is set in?
That's the reason why I'm double
It's like
checking to make
it's like
sure.
it's like late 70s. It's
Okay.
or early
I think
80s.
so.
It looks 70s
It's
in the movie.
almost the same
retro.
time they said it at
I
the
know, I'm
same
double
time
checking
the book
the,
was actually written and set
Oh,
in.
yep, it was. It is set in the 70s.
Okay.
Yeah, according to 21
years.
years later in September 1978.
Okay.
Your cat's watching her reflection.
Yeah, I don't know why she does that.
Just because it's
Tripping
cool.
balls
She's
over there.
tripping.
I didn't even give her any catnip, guys. And yeah, she's tripping balls.
No, I
should.
think
We'll
she
give
doesn't
her some
know
before
it's
we leave.
her. She doesn't know it's her reflection. She's just sees
No,
movement.
it's her shadow.
I mean, shadow. She's just seeing movement.
Yeah.
Ah,
I love that she loves her tree.
Yeah. Alright, but yeah, for what it's worth. Oh, Lord. He says, you guys are so cute bickering. Oh, Lord.
We try.
Alright, but yeah, for what it's worth, though, the design of the film, I actually have to admit, they really chose a good location for it.
Mm-hmm.
And not to mention, Christine just looks absolutely freaking gorgeous.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I would pay a whole bunch of money to get a car like
Oh,
that.
hell yeah.
Too bad I can't drive stick. I am
Okay,
not good
Christine
at
drives
driving.
herself.
That's true,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't want to be corrupted
Good
by an
point.
evil demon, so no.
Well, tit for tat, you know.
But yeah, for what it's worth, though, I absolutely love, and not to mention they made so many different 1958 Plymouths just so they'd be able to either do all
Obliterate
these
them.
scenes with it, from setting it on fire to
yeah,
destroying it
it's such
to
a waste because
crushing it.
now they could do that with computers and not waste real cars. But back then they hadn't had that technology yet, and they're just going through pretty cars. It's like, god damn, no.
Yeah, remember when the car was crushed? They actually did that whole scene in reverse.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
That's
we were
because
kinda
we were
watching
watching
that.
for it. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
how it pops back out. Like,
Yep,
oh,
they actually
That
crushed a
was so
car
cool.
and then just played the footage in reverse.
Yeah, that's crazy.
that is awesome.
That was very smart.
I love the actual opening scene of the film is like the manufacturing, I suppose, of
Yep.
Christine, and I love how she is that beautiful, ripe
and the
cherry
rest
red,
of them are all like
beige,
bland,
all
beige.
beige and ugh, and oh, that was
Yep.
that was hot.
Honestly, they made sure to hit the 1958 for that first scene really well.
Oh, yeah.
Especially since during that time, automobiles were at all-time high at that point. Especially since there were a lot of models that were coming out, and the 1958 Plymouth was a very popular car.
Oh yeah.
So
Beautiful
it made
car.
sense that it would all be done that way. So well done on them for getting that part. And not to mention just all the different models of I can't believe of how many times they destroyed that car. It was
Well, it's really
Good
cool
Lord.
how whatever trick they did, just doing it backwards. It's like almost seamless in the filming.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're like, wow, that looks like magic.
I know.
Satanic magic, but
Yeah.
still very cool.
Yeah, it does. The cinematography there was really good.
On par.
Actually, did you know that someone actually drove inside the Plymouth car that was on fire?
Wow.
It was done in one take. The stunt driver actually managed to get over there. He had to wear an oxygen mask because the oxygen was being sucked out of the car.
Wow.
And he actually had to drive that thing while it was on fire, and he did that in one take.
I want to do that job. That sounds like fun.
I would love to try. I would love to drive a car that's on fire.
No
Just
way.
It's like a job you have when
as
you
long
don't
as
have any
as
kids
long
to
as they're
come
paying
home
for
at
it. As long as they're paying for it and they want me to drive a car that's on fire, as long as you give me an oxygen tank and a fire suit, I'm good to go.
Oxygen tank and fire does not mix.
True facts. Yeah, good point.
I mean, I know that because my mom was on oxygen. And she wasn't allowed to smoke.
Oh
Wait,
no.
She was pissed about that, I remember.
Yeah. For what it's worth, though, the amount of stuff they did, not to mention, you know that mural that's on that factory wall? That's actually in a place in a real-life location over, I think, somewhere in California, I think.
Right on.
So it's pretty cool to actually see that place is still standing.
Yeah.
And guess who discovered it?
You! No,
Very-
I'm just kidding.
Very funny. Do you know one of the soldiers from Aliens? The one who said, "Game over, man, game over."
Bill Paxton?
He found it, and this was before his acting career.
Oh my god.
He was working as one of the staff members of the movie.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Hard to believe. That wall he discovered would ultimately lead to, I'm just
I
speculating
loved
here.
him. I was so sad.
Also,
He
rest in
died.
peace, Bill
Oh.
Paxton, but
Bill.
seriously, yeah, he's dead.
I think he had a heart attack.
That's so sad. I loved him.
I know.
He-
was one of my favorite
Yeah,
actors.
but hard to believe that it was Bill Paxton who found it.
That's crazy.
Independence Day, but
And while he was working on that,
No.
what? No.
No.
Pullman.
Twister.
I'm thinking Pullman.
Twister, basically.
Oh, I loved him too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bill Paxton was the one who discovered that mural.
Right. That's
And
cool.
wanted to be a part of the movie.
Wow.
And yeah, and it would be, I think, a couple years later before, because the movie was made in
I
1983.
did say.
A few years later, he'd
Yeah.
be in Aliens.
Wow.
Excellent movie. My favoriteest of
One of my
Aliens.
favorite sci-fi movies of all time, aside from Star Wars, and
Yeah.
that's saying a lot.
It is.
But
Yeah.
Alien, right? He didn't make it to Aliens. That's a second movie.
No, he's in
No,
the
he's
second
in
one.
the second movie. He's
He's
not in the first.
Is he really?
Yes, he's the one who did the
He's the
game
really
over, man.
obnoxious
Game
one.
over.
He's
I
the
think I have.
fucking
I
obnoxious
believe
one,
I
but
have
love
all.
him.
I don't know how many alien movies are
Oh, I
there?
have him too.
Let me see. There's Aliens,
I
Alien
have
3,
four, I
Alien
believe.
Resurrection. There's the Prometheus movies.
Oh, 5. I have Prometheus
So
too.
this will be a very long segue if we.
I like
Well,
the second
yeah.
one that
There's
has
many.
the cat and the little girl. That's my good one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's.
But
Oh
yeah,
yeah, that's good.
For what it's worth, though,
That's
yes,
correct.
Bill
That's
Paxton
Aliens.
was in the second movie, and the guy who played the detective in Christine was in the first Alien, and also was the very first victim.
Actually, I think that cop. I've seen him in several movies.
Yeah, but he was the guy who actually had the chest burster burst out of him.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, talk about one heck of a way switching from a dude who survived Christine to a dude who gets killed by an alien later on.
That's a bummer.
But yeah, he's done a lot of films, but yeah, those are the two I remember him in.
Yeah, he's in a. God, I can
Yeah.
think of off the top of my head,
Yeah.
like especially in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's like boom, boom, boom. He's always like a
He's
little
always
side
like,
character.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's not
Yeah.
the main character, but he's a side character.
And his voice is so distinctive.
Yes,
You're like,
uh-huh.
oh, I know who that is.
Yep.
I don't know what the hell his name is, but I know
Yeah.
his face.
But yeah, hard to believe that little tidbit, huh? Bill Paxton was actually the one who helped create Christine.
That's crazy.
It's cool.
It may have been small, but that small part helped get attention from others.
I think there might be a little catnip left over from the last time we put it on there.
What did you guys do?
Well, she's just tripping balls a little bit. but
Great.
Everyone's
My
entitled to
cat's
let
on
loose.
drugs now. Thank you.
She's just
Did you
chilling.
ever get the
The
squirt
best
bottle?
way of cats. That's what they like.
Yeah, I did. It's
She's
somewhere
just
around
enjoying
here.
herself.
Um,
It's a Saturday.
When it comes
Cool.
down to design, what would you guys give the score?
Ooh, a 10.
Definitely 10 for me.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
me
cohesive.
too.
Because, good lord, just the amount of stuff they did for this movie, wow. And now we gotta go to atmosphere. And the atmosphere is pretty good.
Yeah.
It really
really
does
is.
set the tone, and actually, instead of feeling it like right away, like some films do, it gradually
Builds
builds
up.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you really feel the tension of things getting worse and worse. You're like, oh god, this is gonna end badly, isn't it?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we were sitting like chilling when we first started it, and by the end we were both sitting forward and like,
Yeah.
it was like, it has really
I hadn't
atmosphere.
seen it in a long time either, so.
Yeah, for me, I think I would give this one a 9, only because that the only real problem was the story bits kind of did makes it up a little bit worse for me.
Yeah,
but
I think I'd probably give it a 9 too
yeah,
because
I
of
would do
that.
9.
Because it really didn't. It really wasn't.
It
very
was still
clear.
good. Don't get me
Yes.
wrong. It's amazing
But
suspense, but
they kind of didn't make it real super clear.
Right.
In the beginning.
what?
It's just
I like how
telling
the
you
cat's
much
like,
she
stop
loves
doing this. Pay
Yeah.
attention to me, you guys.
Here.
I'm not the center of attention right now. This is
Here.
not okay.
it.
Come here. There you go, sweetie. Come here. Up we go.
Ingrid, I sent you a picture
There you go, sweetie.
on Facebook.
Okay,
All
let
right,
me. I don't
she's
even
laying
have. Know where
right
my
on
phone
my
is.
lap
No.
right now. Or not.
I sent you a picture of Tazzy on
She's
the,
being
on her tree.
yeah, she's being a little shit. All right, what about you, Billy Powell? What do you think?
I'm gonna give it a 9 for sure. I thought it was one of the better movies I've seen lately.
Mhm.
So
Thank goodness we did these two instead of the two I originally was going
Yeah,
to
that
go
would've
for.
been me.
Sleepwalkers and...
Ugh. Yeah, I didn't like that movie.
Oh, my
But
lord.
it has one
Do-
of my
you guys
favorite
actually
lines in
watched
cinema.
it.
And it was kind of like there was some pervy, weird
Incesty
stuff.
vibey
Yeah, I
going
didn't
on.
like it.
It was supposed to be in there. Stephen King wrote it.
I don't like it though. So anyway, go
One
on.
of Stephen King's absolute worst. Screw that
Except
movie.
for one of the best lines in cinema history.
Don't
Wait,
you
what was the pervy
damn
part of the
dare!
movie? 'Cause I didn't.
Please, you have
What
to
was
say
the
it.
pervy
You
part?
can
Was it
say
just
it.
that
I
guy
don't know the
rolling
line.
No
I've
vegetables.
been
it
trying
was,
to...
It was very.
Fuck.
There was several little incestuous kind of.
Incestuous my ass. It literally had it in the movie. They
I know.
admit it.
It's just. That's just. I don't know. I can't talk.
One of Stephen King's absolute worst films of all time. I am not looking forward to reviewing that one. I'm so thankful we may be
don't
doing
have
it.
to.
Yeah, but Leo.
Oh my!
No,
Are you guys
trust
talking
me.
about a different movie? Which one are you talking about now?
No, we're still doing Christine. It's just that we had to.
we
had to-
segued onto Sleepwalkers.
We had to
Which
bring
is
up Sleepwalkers.
disgusting.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I was gonna say,
unfortunately-
there was no incest in Christine. What crack are you guys on? So.
Yeah, very funny. Actually, yeah, but unfortunately, my fans really want me to do that film
Leo
next
Wyatt
year.
is in that movie.
I
That's
don't
Leo from Charmed. He will forever have like a place in my heart.
What?
He's the son.
I've never heard of that
Well,
show in
and
my
I like
life.
that
Never heard of
actress
Charmed?
too.
No.
I like that actress
What?
too.
Armed? Are you kidding me?
You're
I've
You are
never-
lying right now.
I've
You're
never
high.
watched
There's a
it.
gas leak in here or something. I don't know
I've
what
never-
to say.
I like the lead actress too. I've seen her in other stuff.
What the hell is Charmed?
Charmed is a TV show from like what
She's
the
very good.
late 90s.
You've seen it.
No, I'm not.
With the
Three
three
sister witches.
sisters that lived
No.
in a big house.
The beautiful
No.
house.
Okay, never
Okay,
mind.
whatever.
Hey, he's
The
lying.
one
He doesn't
I've
wanna
seen
see
that
my
was
ugly
dealing with
movies
magic and
right
shit
now.
was
We know the
Sabrina the
truth. We know the
Teenage
truth.
Witch.
Okay, stay on track.
Oh, Lord. But yeah, now they're ganging all up in my business because I just never watched that damn
All up in
friggin'
my
show. What the fuck?
Getting all up on my business.
Like, what the fuck, people? Alright, so according to my score, it went from a 45 to a 47. I'm not surprised it increased because
Yeah.
I did feel like I was lowballing
It's a
it
good
there.
movie.
Mm-hmm.
And you two gave a 48 score total. So you increased by 2, I went up by 2, and you stayed pretty much the same. So honestly, for what it's worth, it is a really good movie overall.
Good,
Good, yeah. I liked it.
And just to do a quick retro evolution, I would say the only thing they really need to change is
Give it some more.
Actually, no. Actually, take the content from the book and for the backstory and everything,
Yes.
and make it in there because
Yes,
I think it would have been a lot more consistent.
he definitely.
And I'll play Arnie.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Anytime ask somebody that's read the book, hey, what happened? What did this movie mean at the end? Or why did, I mean, that's never good. Like, you should have a clear idea of what the movie was supposed to be. Like,
Good point. Very good point.
Or at
And-
least at the end go, well, geez, this is because of blah 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 something, you know.
Yeah.
So that you had
yeah,
some kind
no,
of.
we just left you guys wondering.
Yep.
Yep.
And now, of course, we go on to one of Stephen King's most famous movies,
And my favorite.
as
my
well as, of
favorite.
course, his very first book turned into a movie. It is, of course, Carrie. This was the movie that set his career on the path it is now. That he wouldn't be a household name if it wasn't for this movie. And honestly, that's
believable. Yeah.
that's honestly saying a lot, considering. And yes, this movie did come out before Halloween, which is the reason why John Carpenter is a part of it.
Hey Ingrid, I got the Dark Towers in my Amazon cart now.
Awesome.
Is there only
I
8
totally
books?
approve.
Is there only 8 books?
There should be.
Yeah, and
Okay.
actually the 8th was an add-on. It was originally 7, and he rewrote the 8th one after, and it fits in there. But
Yeah, I haven't bought it. I haven't like pushed the cha-ching button yet, but
She's pacing herself. She'll do it in about an hour.
I really should try getting some more games for the channel as well. It would be interesting. I already got Ty the Tasmanian Tiger for cheap.
Nice.
And it was, oh my lord, I love that game. It was and yeah, I've said this before when I played it, but it was the first 3D platformer I ever played.
I don't know how that ties into what I just said, but okay.
I don't know.
Okay,
I was just
go
thinking
on.
maybe I was thinking maybe just
Hello, welcome to
getting some
Segway.
games. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry about the segues, people. But yeah, what do you guys think your total score is going to be for Carrie overall?
I'm gonna say it 50 because it's one of the first movies I saw that
From Stephen King?
from Stephen King, and also that just impacted me a lot for some
Yeah, I'm
reason.
trying to think of like any issue that I have with it, and I'll give it a 50. Yeah.
Alright, so you say 50. What about you, Inget?
I can give it a 50, and we'll see if my score comes down, because I really, really love the movie, but I've also read the book a lot, and we'll see as we talk things through what I decide to, do.
I'm actually gonna give it another 45 because there are a couple of issues I do see, but more my nitpicks.
Yeah, it's
Not anything really
I know we're
major.
Gonna talk about the bucket scene. I know. The
God.
bucket death scene.
Oh,
Let me be more
for the
specific.
love of God, why was that even a thing? Why? And here's the thing: I don't think he was dead. I think he died from the fire.
Yeah,
Like
I
asphyxiation,
agree.
Probably, yeah.
He probably got a concussion, but I doubt
But you
that
wa-
that would have.
You want to know the
killed
strange thing is? Fans still state that he's dead.
No, I
No.
don't think
That
so.
he died from the bucket.
I mean,
I don't
it
think
sucked.
so.
He
Definitely
did
knocked him
die from
out.
a bucket, and they described it in the book. It
How
was
did he
about
die from a
Diana.
bucket that was
Okay.
empty?
Well,
Maybe
If
he
it-
was tilted.
That was
his
a
head and it
heavy
got his
ass
temple.
farm
Did he
bucket,
get
and this
temple?
was back how long
Oh, a
ago? Can you
storm bucket.
imagine from that kind of a height, and you're not expecting it, and it falls just right, and if it hits you just fucking right?
Yeah,
you're
but
just
seriously,
Yeah.
the circumstances
Sorry,
leading
totally
up to that
legal.
are
And
absolute.
even so, it hit him hard enough to be knocked unconscious, and he didn't get up when the whole gym went up. So either
Okay,
way, he was
so-
a goner. So
Yeah,
Basically,
basically
he's
he's a
dead no
goner no
matter
matter what
what.
happens,
That's
but
Well,
still,
she
Yes.
said in the book he did die from the bucket. So
So a storm
That is-
bucket is like thicker or bigger or heavier or what are we saying?
probably it's like a
All the
big
above.
heavy duty.
I've been hit with a bucket that large. It's not gonna kill you.
Yeah,
No,
you
but
have a
it's a
thick
storm.
skull though.
What is a storm
I have
bucket,
your
though?
number right now, you little turd. Ugh. Oh my god, man, this is the reason why I love this show. The stuff that we do here is amazing. Not to mention, I do love the bickering. I actually do love it. It makes the show more enjoyable, less, stuck up.
Yeah,
You
that's
actually get
true.
to
We're
enjoy
still
yourself
not
for a
stuck up.
change.
Yeah, we're
We're
not.
dare
very
you to
bendy.
find a video game nerd podcast that's stuck up. I'd be really surprised. Like video game / movie review. If you're stuck up, you got a problem, guys.
Damn straight. All right. Now let's start off with story of Carrie. I have to admit, it's a very tragic story,
Oh god.
especially for our main character. I felt so bad
Well,
for
and
her.
I've always been from that movie on. I've always been very fascinated and interested in telekinesis and all that stuff. I just think it's really intriguing and interesting.
Oh, then you'll love the X-Men.
Yeah,
Because they have several characters like Jean Grey and Professor X that are telekinetics as well.
cool.
We love Gene.
So yeah, there are a lot of interesting. There's a lot of characters that
And I
have
felt
that type
so
of
much
power.
empathy for her because of
Oh,
all
God.
the bullying and the fact that she was so naive and her mother being so psychotic.
It's very
Well,
it was
she's
just-
more very much a religious fanatic,
Yes.
You
not
can say
necessarily
psychotic.
psychotic.
She's like a
She was
religious
a psychotic
psychotic.
religious
both.
fanatic.
Combo
Trust me, I don't
both.
think
Yeah,
they
pretty
even
much.
brought forth how bad she
Nuts.
was.
I was
in the
trying to
movie.
be
She was
nice,
worse
but
in the
yeah,
book.
she's a psychotic
insane.
bitch.
That
Right,
woman
but you
was
know what?
insane.
Like Inga just said, the story, the book, probably made she probably was a psychotic.
Actually, she did a really good job. The actress did a really
Oh
good
yes,
Oh,
job.
she did.
But
fantastic.
She
Actually-
actually scared me more than like Carrie going off on everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
The mom
Yes.
scared the crap out of
Yes.
I think the actress's name is Piper Laurie, and
Yes.
yeah, she did totally make that movie.
Yes,
so.
yes.
actually,
It is Piper Laurie.
yeah.
She's
The
great.
last time she was on, she was in a movie, she won an Oscar. And the strange thing is, she won an Oscar in this film too, after a long gap of not acting for a while. That is the first time in history anyone has ever had that much of a gap in their career and still win an Oscar anyway.
She's incredible.
What'd she win it for? What'd she win it for?
For I think best supporting actress. I think. Give me a second. I'm gonna double check.
She is
But
an
for
amazing
this
actress.
movie?
Yes.
Oh.
She is an amazing actress. Actually, so is
1976
Sissy
movie, there we go.
Spacek.
Oh yeah, Sissy
She's
was
phenomenal too.
She was so
I am
delicate
double checking,
and
yeah,
gentle and light and just so full
yep,
of
Piper
sass.
And as
Laurie.
much as I've always liked John Travolta, he was a giant-sized dick knob.
He was. I did not feel bad when he died.
No.
Yeah, let me see.
Nor
here.
did I feel
Girlfriend, too.
bad when the girlfriend,
Oh,
yeah,
God, she
either.
was awful.
She was horrible
It's
too.
like, what is wrong with
Okay,
her?
that girl was the ringleader of the whole thing. She
Yeah.
deserved to
Yeah.
die.
You know
Yeah.
what? And on the Netflix that we streamed the other day, it cut out all the
So much.
all the interaction between her and Carrie in the hallways.
All
of
the
school,
bullying and that
like-
except for the bathroom scene.
except for the very absurd,
Oh.
horrible bathroom
Yeah.
scene. Although I must say, I take issue with the shower scene. That was like softcore porn, and there was
Yeah,
there
no.
was no.
That totally happened in the book. They made fun of her for not Okay, but think of her mom.
Not understanding.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Religious freak. She had no idea what she was going through, and she was a
Yeah.
late starter, and they all made fun of her. That totally happened in the book.
No,
and,
I'm not talking
that's
about
where,
that. I'm talking about how they show her body, like her touching herself in the shower for like, what is it, like 7 solid minutes?
Yeah, it was pretty
It was like,
ridiculous.
get to the point, get to the
Yeah.
story. I'm not talking about when she gets her period
Yeah.
for the first time. That was.
I probably,
so
you know what? I
depressing,
probably go to
so
the
sad.
bathroom because it's amping up. That's still during the credits. I don't watch that. I just go pee
You
and
want-
do my thing, then I go
Right.
watch them.
Actually,
Okay.
you know that the person who dropped that fake blood was actually her husband.
Oh.
The two of them actually got married before the movie even started, and he just happened to be a one of the staff members as well as a cameraman.
Oh, that's
So
crazy.
he got a chance to help her out in a way that made it look realistic, and not to mention she trusted the living hell out of him. And
I wouldn't have wanted to be in a.
Oh,
nude scene
also-
at that age
No,
either.
also, you
Yeah.
want to know the strange thing is? Those two are still married to this very day,
Oh, congrats. That's
and they have
lovely.
several,
Who are
and
we
they have a few
talking about,
kids. We're still
Sissy
talking about.
Spa-
We're
Sissy
still,
Spacek.
yeah,
Oh,
we're talking
Sissy
about her.
Spacek, okay.
Yeah, she's married to the guy who basically did the period scene, and they're still married to this day with kids.
He
Aww.
dropped the blood for her
Mm-hmm.
during
Very
the
nice.
scene. Yeah.
Oh, that's so romantic.
Honestly, though, it is really nice that those two
It
actually
is
did
sweet.
It is very nice.
Yes.
It is very
that those
sweet.
two work together on the movie. Because
It is
honestly,
lovely.
I don't think it would have been a lot more awkward for her. On
God, yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she even stated
Yeah.
she even stated otherwise. It would have been a lot more awkward if it wasn't for him being around.
Right.
Definitely.
And got the bullying scene in the bathroom is probably one of the worst scenes I've ever
Oh,
seen
yeah,
regarding bullying.
Yeah.
Just
was
like because it's
horrifying.
just like unrelenting the way that they
Yeah.
frame it and they edited it. It was like bang, bam, 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 bam. It didn't like let up.
Well, you know
It
what?
was
That's the same
horrible.
as with
fucking
Piper.
horrible.
Towards the end, they're gonna laugh at you. They're gonna laugh at you
Okay.
through the whole thing. That,
Oh my
Oh
god,
my
that
God,
thing
that
has
was
been
horrible.
thing has been memed to death.
Well, and it's like embedded in my brain forever.
Right.
You know?
Dirty pillows is always
Oh yeah,
my
dirty
thing.
pillows.
If I have too much of a low cleavage, I'm all because my
Oh,
mom
I
made a
have
joke at
dirty
me.
pillows.
Because we watched, that's the first time I saw Carrie when I was like, I don't know, 14? It was on TV, it was on
Oh
TFT
wow,
150.
what a horrible time that
And-
would be.
Yeah, and my mom used to tease me because I was very much a tomboy when I was younger, and so
Yeah.
she got me like a girly dress, and she was like, oh, I can see your dirty pillows.
Oh
That's what I always think of when I have too much
I love
cleavage.
your
I'm
mom
like,
so much. That's
dirty
awesome.
pillows.
Oh man,
Oh my
I
God.
really would.
I
Oh,
can
man.
totally see your mom
Right?
doing that.
Yes.
I know, that's
Shit.
amazing right there.
Oh lord.
That's
Well,
it.
yeah.
And then her chuckle afterwards, her
Right.
evil
Yes.
And
She had an evil
she got
chuckle
me,
when she
you
did.
know? She did.
But yeah, if you guys don't know, Billy Pell's mom was like a second mom to me, and
Absolutely.
I swear to God, she is the funniest woman on the planet.
She was. She was good.
She had this amazing. Trust me, she would do exactly that. I know she would.
Absolutely.
She would.
She had a great sense of humor.
Very good sense of humor.
She's presently haunting Ingot's Harry Potter Lego alarm clock that I gave her.
Oh,
Right
no.
this year.
Oh no.
She gave up on scaring me. It hasn't happened in a while.
Oh,
so
good.
Okay, good.
She'll wait until you're not least expecting
Till I'm least
it.
expecting it, and then she'll traumatize me
She would
again.
do that to
Alone
me
in the
too.
house, you know, expecto patronum, make you tinkle.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
Did you see when I posted about the hummingbird that I caught in my hand?
Oh yeah, I think I did. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Maureen would have absolutely loved that.
Oh yeah.
But
it was probably
We get
it was
I always
probably
think of my
Maureen.
Grammy. She loved them. I get so many on
Never
our
mind.
back porch at our feeder, and we get to watch them play out there. And there's a couple of them. They sit and they perch on our tomato, like the tomato wires to keep the plants in light. You know?
Guys,
They'll like just sit there and look out at the view of the mountain. It's really cute.
I think we kind of segued away
Okay,
from that.
sorry, go on. Next.
So,
So easy to do.
overall, though, what would you guys say for the story overall for the movie, honestly?
10.
10? Alright, so we already got a 10 here. Yeah, definitely gonna give myself a 10 myself. What about you?
I would definitely give it a 10. I was a little bit confused at first about, like, why is the mom like that? And where's the dad? But they get to that.
Yeah.
It all gets explained. And it actually it's interesting that they save that kind of information
To
until...
the middle of the film.
Yeah, so I thought definite 10. That was impressive how they
What
did
about you,
that.
Ingit? What would you give it?
I'll give it a 10. Although things were a little different in the book, they lined things up differently. You found out a lot earlier that the father took off because the mom was crazy, like way early on. So
Oh, really?
Yeah, actually, the strange thing
Yeah.
is, and yes, I'm gonna say this, the new Carrie movie actually does do that right. It actually, they
Nice.
do let her know that her father left and all that situation stuff.
because she manifests those powers at about 3 years old, around that time.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
they didn't come forth with the incident in the shower. She was, there was an incident when she was a little girl too, and it showed how crazy her mom was and all that stuff that happened. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a lot more.
so Carrie was born telekinetic.
Wow, that's wild.
Now let's go on
Yes,
to.
I think it's the remake. I think
Covers
actually
that more?
covers that.
Yeah.
as I recall.
I can't
It actually
rewatch
does
that,
cover
right
a little
when I
bit
first got
more.
it.
Actually,
I think it was very
Actually, it
very-
was the TV miniseries that they did on Carrie that ultimately did go more into detail on that.
Yeah.
The miniseries? I totally missed that.
Yeah, there was the TV miniseries, there is the sequel, and then there was the Carrie remake.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I saw
And
the
yet,
remake.
strange enough, they never remade Christine for some reason.
It's because they're waiting for me to do it.
Honestly,
It's
it'd be
because
very
they ran
interesting.
through all the 1958 Plymouth Furies in the first one. They
Yeah,
can't do
no
it anymore.
We're gonna have to watch the
That's
movie
true.
now,
Okay.
just because.
For cohesion.
Honest. All right. So what about characters? Now this one is just
10.
yeah, it's already a 10 for me because the characters themselves are
Even John Travolta, as much of a dick as he was,
Actually-
he was good.
Okay,
actually
so
no.
he is a dick.
No, I'm talking about characters. My overall score, I may drop it to a 9.
Why?
Well, I think that actually no. She
I'm a
did a
10.
no. She gets a 10.
Who?
Piper Laurie. She does.
Oh my
do it,
God,
She does do
she's-
an amazing job.
Yes, she
honestly.
does.
Now, okay,
I was thinking
needs
she
to
was
be the
going
10,
too over the
actually.
top, but then I'm remembering the book, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's actually right on.
No, just like Children of the Corn, it circles back and becomes even more disturbing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've already given a few good ideas to that particular storyline and how it could have been changed. And dear Lord, we already have enough problems with the last time I referenced a possible combination of the new and old Pennywise. And the personality of the new Pennywise with the look of the old.
Right.
Which I swear to God, I think I may have given Billy Powell here nightmares.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry.
Really uncalled for.
What would you? So you gave it a 10.
Oh yeah.
All right, and what about you, Billy?
What are we doing?
Characters.
Character. Absolute 10.
Yes.
It was surprising to see the brunette gal with the really curly hair who convinces that boyfriend
Yes,
that
I
gets
like her.
killed with the bucket, maybe or not. He is the American superhero. Remember how I kept
Yep.
telling you, like, oh, that's the
Yep,
soundtrack
he is
or
from
whatever.
American.
My mom loved him.
I think that girl, the
Loved that
girlfriend
guy.
of him, I think she played in Firestarter.
she looks so familiar, but I cannot.
I'll double
place
check the
her.
cast just to make
yes,
sure.
I'll look up Firestarter. You
Oh,
look up...
also, did you know that Piper Laurie actually worked with Ronald Reagan?
Wow. There's a joke sitting there.
She also
but
did-
we'll leave it.
Actually, she also dated him a few times.
Yikes.
I thought he was married, bro.
No, this was before he got married.
Yeah.
This is during early in their careers at that point. But she only dated him a few times and eventually got married to, I think, before his marriage to Nancy Davis.
I really love the PE teacher. What is her name? I can't remember her name. I was really, you don't find authority. They stuck to the trope really well in this, with the authority figures all being assholes and, useless, except for the one exception being the PE teacher. And
I think it's,
she buys it.
I liked her.
She was great.
Yeah.
She stood up for her. She threw it back in their faces.
I think it's
which you don't
Miss
see
Eleanor?
that very often.
Mrs.
Yeah,
Eleanor?
Miss Eleanor.
Yeah, she was played by Priscilla Pointer.
Yeah, she was amazing. I loved her.
Yeah.
She's immediately endearing. Her understanding that she shows to Carrie, how
Yeah.
happy
Slapped
she
her.
is for her when she's having a good time at the prom.
Yes.
And not to mention,
Oh, it
also
was-
seeing the bullies, the girl bullies comeuppance when no one would stand up for her.
Right.
Honestly, yeah, you were kind of asking for it.
Yeah, they cut
Doesn't
that
matter.
out in the
She
scene.
got hers in the end. She didn't matter. Carrie
Yeah,
was
she
mad enough.
dead.
She burned in the end too. So.
Right.
Yep, she died along with her boyfriend.
Yeah,
in
she
the
was in the
car.
Fury.
Oh, and the Fury.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because she's hella familiar looking.
Yeah.
I just couldn't.
But yeah,
place
there
her.
was a lot of.
She was also in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
No
Yep.
fucking way. No way.
Oh, voice only.
Singing
Rat
voice.
Jessica
I was
Rabbit.
like,
Yeah,
no,
she
no,
was
no,
one of the
that
singing
is
voices.
Not her voice. That's what's her name? What's her name? I love her.
Wait.
She's in Romancing the Stone. She's
The Rage, Carrie too. She's in that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's because she reprises her role as Sue Snell for that movie.
Yep.
Oh,
she
that's
did.
crazy.
Honestly though, for overall, the characters are just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
What
They
about
were-
you,
they were
Inget?
really good. She's so
I'll give it an
pretty,
8.
too.
An 8?
Oh, she's in so much. I recognize her as an
Yeah.
adult. What the
Hold
hell
on.
is she in?
Hold on. Why would you give it an 8?
Why not?
I'm just curious. That's all
I
because
gotta
it
find
seems
it.
like it's way different from what we were giving it.
I'm
There she
not allowed
is.
to be different than you guys.
Very funny.
No, it's
I-
I mean, they were good characters, but I guess
Yentl.
there were differences from the book, and some of them I thought were better in the book, so.
No.
Ah, that makes sense.
I have that going against me, too, so.
No,
I mean,
it's actually kind of
there
good.
were
It
other
gives you more
characters
of a
that were
less.
more fleshed out.
Yeah, it gives you more of an insight on both the
Baby.
characters in that case. So yeah, all right.
Oh, she was Anastasia. Oh, baby.
Hide and Seek.
Cat's
was
like,
good.
yeah, she was.
Taz,
Hide and
what?
Seek was good too.
Rumpelstiltskin.
I'm not even.
Traffic.
Yeah, they're looking up some of the characters' careers.
What the fuck? She was in Tuck Everlasting.
Benefit of the
Come here,
doubt was
sweet.
good.
Ugh, there we go. There you
Oh
go.
my god, she was in Fightful Goes West. Not even.
I missed that movie. It's been a long
I
time.
know, right?
All right, so are you guys ready for the next one?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yes, we're ready.
We're
Yeah, you guys were looking up her
sorry,
career,
sorry. Yes.
huh? Must have been a very long.
I think she's
career
very
then.
pretty
Hella.
and she's a very good actress.
All right, so here we go. We're going on to music,
Yeah.
and honestly, the music that they set for this movie was very good.
I think it was pretty on par with that time, that era.
It was.
Yeah,
Definitely.
not to
Yeah.
mention when it got suspenseful
It was
music
like,
down, they did a really good job.
Yeah. It was,
Oh, yeah.
Well, and it
Definitely.
also-
when
Go ahead.
shit goes down in the gymnasium.
Yeah.
That was
It's
just
crazy.
the perfect music when everything
Yes.
goes dark and her face and looking at the
Yep.
water hoses and it was
Right.
perfect.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was just awkward looking
10.
face. That I'm like, good lord.
I give it a 10.
How are you supposed to look when you're about to murder your whole senior class, Nathaniel? I mean, I'm just
Well,
saying, like, no.
Well, if you're good, well, it really does depend on the
I am
situation, I
sad
guess.
about I am sad about the coach, though.
I am too.
Actually, in the
Although I'm glad the girl with the
But
curly
you know,
hair.
I think they
didn't.
sort of present it like Carrie's emotions, like her body is not in her control. It's like
Well,
just
it's a
her
rage.
It's just her rage.
It's
yeah.
her rage,
It's
yeah.
not like her personal.
I think that's the reason why they
choice.
called the second Carrie.
the rage or whatever.
It was called the Rage.
Rage
or
Carrie
Rage,
too.
You know, I
whatever.
actually really did like the remake, the Rage Carrie 2. I really like that one.
Yes.
I haven't seen the newer one that they remade the
I
first
like
one.
Actually,
of, so.
Rose McGowan plays the Carrie in the second
Love
one.
Rose.
Actually, you want to know the strange thing
No,
is?
it's not. That's not Rose McGowan. It's Chloe what's her name?
Young. I don't know how to say her name.
Carrie remake.
No, I'm wrong. I know. Okay, she played she's
The
in a lot of
Rage.
things, but no, hold on.
I've got it right here.
Cast.
What is it? It's Moritz, Chloe Moritz or something or
Mina.
something Moritz.
It's Mina.
Chloe Grace
Is it Mina?
Moritz. Hold on.
Oopsie.
These guys are really getting into
I just
the
know
whole-
it's not Rose
She's
McGowan.
in there.
Sorry.
show, but
Okay, well, we're not. It's not happening, folks. Because everybody's like aged.
It's
and
Chloe
they're
Grace Moritz. I just looked it up. Chloe
Oh,
Grace
from
Moritz plays
Kick-Ass.
Carrie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Huh.
Why is she not in this? In that list? They're
In
missing
what?
Fucking Carrie is not in there. All right.
Are you talking about the remake?
Oh,
Bond.
Mina.
You,
Mina?
sir.
Who the hell's Mina?
Sorry. Mina
From
Are you
Rage
thinking of a
Carrie
different movie?
2.
What is happening?
She's looking up the Rage
Oh,
Carrie
no.
2.
So she's Puckinator's looking up the cast for
This one is the one I'm
second
talking
remake,
about.
but the one that we're talking about is the one with Chloe, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 Kick-Ass girl.
This is the one I'm talking about.
Oh, her. Well, that's
So
completely
who
different.
is that? What is her name?
I can't remember her name.
Let me see.
Mina, are you talking about Mina Suvari?
No. She's talking
Emily
about
Berkel
Rage
as-
Carrie 2 from
How did we get from
1999.
talking about actresses and actors
Because we
straight to
segue.
music?
We have the attention spans of gnats here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
apparently.
What was the next question, Mr. Retro?
I freaking hate you. I'm kidding.
Get to it.
When it I was talking about music.
Oh,
Good
okay,
lord.
music.
What is with you guys?
I do like how in the very beginning the music has sort of like an innocent sound to it, like a
Mhm.
light and delicate, more uplifted, to convey Carrie's personality, like what her true nature is. It's not
Mhm.
that rage. It's, she's an
Yeah.
innocent.
Honestly, for what it's worth, the music itself is pretty impressive overall.
It is,
It's
yeah.
one of those few movies where you really get to really feel like you're actually part of the movie. You feel the suspense. You
It's
feel
not
the drama. You
distracting,
feel
it
the...
pulls you in.
And not to mention the music during that scene where she kills everybody in the school. Yeah, you really do feel the anger that's
The
building in the
rage,
music.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well done on that. I'm not going to say the soundtrack is absolutely like a masterpiece,
Right.
but it
And
definitely is
vocal.
pretty good for what it's worth. I'm going to give it
It's just
an
her-
8 myself.
See, her hair is dark.
Oh, right.
It's
I'm going to also expand
Emily
upon
Berkel?
things. In the book,
Berkel?
Carrie actually burns down, like, a lot of the town
Oh,
on
yeah.
her way back
Yeah.
home. Like, she rampages, she totals a gas station and
You know
some
what?
other stuff, and...
Wasn't that in
Yeah.
the movie?
No,
I
it was
thought
only
they-
the school
Not
that
the
was
gas
being burned
station.
down.
The one I have has
The
it in
original.
it, I
It's in
believe.
the because she's walking home and she rampages as
It's-
she walks home.
It's Anne Burgle. That's who her name is, what her
Hmm.
name is.
in the second.
In the
Okay.
Rage Carrie 2.
Oh. Yeah. Well, can we please
Okay.
concentrate on the
Okay,
music
sorry.
here, please?
Go ahead.
Seriously, people.
Okay, go on. Sorry.
But yeah,
the music's
overall,
fine, and
though...
I give it a 10.
You're gonna give music a 10. I gave music an 8.
Yeah.
Honestly, there are a couple of
gonna
music
give it
things
an
that I
8.
think were a little subpar, but the rest is really good, though.
Did I already vote?
No, you're not.
I'll give it a 9.
Are you gonna give it a 9? And what about you, Billy?
I was gonna say 8, but I was thinking about how the mom, whenever she speaks, the music is pretty disturbing. It just adds to it. It's not overpowering. Definite 9.
Definitely 9? Alright. Alright, so... With that in mind, now we're going to go on to design. And honestly, I do like the school itself. They actually did use a real school for some of the scenes, except for when they set the whole place on fire. That was actually a set, which unfortunately did go a little out of control. And it did burn down the set along with a few other couple buildings.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the fire kind of went a little out of
Oh.
control there. It's also the reason why they didn't do the scene with them destroying the city, because that would have been way too expensive to already repair
That
some of the
makes
damage
sense.
they did.
Yeah.
That makes
So
sense.
they only stuck with destroying the gym in this case. But still, one hell of a high body count for that matter.
Yeah.
Honestly, the locations though is really, it's pretty accurate to the time period. It's being set in the late 70s, so mid to late 70s. So nice job for them setting that tone right there. And I got to admit, the house itself
Creepy.
the house itself
Very.
it's actually kind of average
No.
for a Stephen
Creepy.
King for a
Excuse
Stephen
me.
King movie.
It's
It's
creepy on the
creepy.
outside. It's
I know.
creepy on the
Yes.
inside.
That's why I said
The
it's
little
average for a
Harry
Stephen
Potter
King film.
closet of religious
I don't think
fanatic
it's a
creepiness is
average.
like
That
That was like the
disturbing.
original Harry Potter closet. That was the Jesus closet. You don't want to go there. That was
You don't
when
want to go.
really
The
much.
Jesus light with his like
Yes.
it lights up
Yeah.
and his eyes
She
are like
actually,
all lit up. That was
Piper actually looks like in the end when she dies with all the implements, kitchen implements. And
I
everything,
know.
She
That
looks just
unpainted
like that
drawing.
Jesus in that
That
cubby
creepy
space.
nightlight.
Yeah,
So
it's very
dark.
creepy.
Also
They did
dying
it on purpose.
and also
They did a
dying
great
of
job.
ecstasy from being stabbed
She did.
so many
She
times.
definitely
Jesus,
went-
She
that's
looked entirely too
she is a
happy about it.
masochist.
She
Yeah.
definitely went to the
You know what?
dark
That's
side.
because knew she was going to be with her Lord Savior Jesus, and she was happy.
I'm sorry, that just looked like
Oh, she was
masochism
happy.
to me.
She was definitely happy.
She
That
was
was
weird in that
masochism in the
movie.
worst way.
Yuck.
But
That's
yeah,
like fanaticism, isn't
Yes,
it? That's like a
pretty
religious.
when it comes down
Yep.
to the, but yeah, everything about
That was
this.
a general
Oh,
decision, sorry.
also about the film cinematography. Remember that scene when they were spinning around?
That
Yeah.
was nauseating. Yeah.
Yeah, strange enough, the camera crew, same result. A lot of them were throwing up. They
That
had to
makes sense.
stop, and then they had to take a break. Then they had to go back to spinning.
Yeah, I
It
couldn't
was like,
watch the whole thing.
they
It was
actually-
like, oh
yeah.
my gosh.
However,
She goes, she's like sitting there, she goes, this is making me kind of nauseated.
you want to know the crazy thing is? The crazy thing is that they found out when they were taking breaks, it wasn't necessarily looking too good, so they actually had to do it all continuous without stopping.
Oh, the
Oh.
scene.
Yeah, just to make it work.
Or-
And good lord. But there's also another
Everyone
impressive.
vomited together.
There's also another impressive scene. It's known as the figure eight scene. Basically, they did a figure eight while the camera was still rolling. It was all done in one take, where you got to see the progression of where, of course, they got Carrie's vote card, put it in with the others. Then they replaced it with the one that's stacked with Carrie being the winner.
Yeah, see the Netflix one cut that all out.
There's so much they cut
Yeah.
out in
Don't
that
stream
Yeah,
one.
it
don't
on
watch the
Netflix.
Netflix one.
That was
Get the original
terrible.
movie on DVD or VHS. You're better off doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they
That's a lot
did
out.
all that in one take,
Wow, it's
where it was
crazy.
all just the camera still rolling, no scene changes, no segues, none of that. It was
And they
all
did
done
pretty
in one.
I
good.
love
They-
it when
it
they
was
do
pretty
that.
seamless too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it almost reminds me of what they did in Halloween 2, where they actually did a scene where when Michael Myers is going through the town, he's walking through, grabs a knife, and it's all done in one take. No segues or anything, no cuts, no any of that. It's all done in one seamless run through. I almost feel like that it was pretty cool, and this one was done in a figure eight, where it was actually done in the scene where it was going throughout the entire gym in a figure eight pattern.
That's crazy.
And it all led right back to Carrie. And honestly, when you see those two walking down towards the stage, it almost feels like something that should be a happy moment, but it feels very, very dreadful.
Ominous.
Ominous.
You're like,
Because
you-
you know some shit's gonna go down. You already know because
Yeah.
you saw beforehand what they're planning. It's like, oh,
Right.
this should be happy, but holy shit, she's not gonna have a good night.
Oh, no.
It's so horrible.
Yeah.
And it's really upsetting because to watch the girlfriend, the brunette one, figure out slowly
Yes, that
that
was
shit's
incredible.
gonna go down, and then the PE teacher whom we really
Stops
love,
her
she
because she thinks she's
in on it or
or
something.
upset because her
Yeah.
boyfriend
Right.
went to the prom with somebody else or
It's so
whatever.
sad.
Actually, the
'cause
crazy
she could've
thing is-
stopped it, you
The
know?
crazy thing is that in the remake, she lives. Along with most of the school. Strange enough.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
for once
weird
the
because
fire
the
department
senior
were actually
class-
on job that
the
day.
senior class in the book dies because almost everybody's there. Sue lives because she
Pretty
stayed
much.
home because Tommy, her boyfriend, went with Carrie.
Yeah.
Oh,
And in
right.
the book, she's not there. She's at home, and she realizes something is wrong, and she tries to run out, and she gets there way too late. She's never in the gym trying to stop things. That never
Oh,
got
okay.
that far in the book. She never makes it. She sees
Yeah.
the destruction throughout the town as she goes through. So.
Wow. Oh, they
Yeah,
should have
it's-
put that in.
Actually, they did in the
remake?
In the remake, she actually does run over and tries to get there in time, but she does make it in there. But again, just like in the original movie, she's pushed out, and well, yeah, she watches all
hell
that.
breaks loose.
Yeah.
Well, don't push fragile people. You know what I'm saying? Especially
Yep.
if they have stupid
Yep.
magic powers.
Oh yeah, don't mess with telekinetics. They're
No.
horrifying. Well, I wouldn't say they're horrifying. It's more their powers are.
Right.
Especially in a horror film. If it's in a superhero film, I'm all for it. But in a horror film, no.
Well, I suppose it could be like a metaphor for mental health, really. Like
I would
you
not be
push
surprised,
someone
honestly.
so far over the edge, and then they're gonna lose
Yeah,
it.
and not to mention
You
not
know.
bottle up all your anger, because
Right.
it's going to unleash itself. And
Very unhealthy ways.
I've seen police reports of just people letting loose all their anger on someone
Right.
after finally just having it.
Well, having enough of whatever they're dealing with, yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, yeah. It's not good to bottle up your anger, but at the same time, letting it loose all at once,
Not healthy either.
never going to work out.
No.
Updates of current events. Remember that gal that just recently went missing and they found her body? That Gabby Petio or whatever her name
Yep.
was?
Yeah.
It was obvious she and her fiance had problems, and something must have happened, and it ended badly, and now he's, like, still at large. Nobody can find him, so...
Unfortunately, yeah. But, yeah, basically...
Don't bottle shit up.
Yeah,
Right.
for what it's worth, though, I think mental health is very much almost a theme in this one.
It is. It's sort of like a very abstract way of doing like an after-school special about the dangers of, you know,
Of bottling up your anger.
well, mental health awareness in general, of bullying, and you know, like just treat each other with kindness.
It has some really good messages in there, especially
Yeah.
for a horror film. So well done on that one.
Right.
But overall, yeah, like and I'm still gonna say that you could survive a freaking bucket hitting you in the head, especially that type of bucket.
Yeah, but let's say that he got hit with a bucket and knocked out. Oh, okay.
Wait, what's going on?
The dogs are going insane.
Okay, well, what if, okay, that was a large bucket filled with blood. What if it didn't get completely drained?
It was completely drained in the film.
Okay, maybe he just.
I'm sorry.
Maybe he died from asphyxiation, right? From the fire.
That I'm
you and I
fine
should
with.
try
That
this
makes
project
sense.
out.
That I'm
gonna
fine.
stand
I'm
up
fine with
really
him dying in the
high.
fire.
Let's
I'm
just
fine
go
with
with
that.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's move forward.
All right. So yeah, overall, what do you guys think of the design of the film?
I think
10.
it's 10.
All right, so we got tens.
Solid 10. The house definitely has a vibe. My God. Wow.
I'll be surprised if there's a
10.
gate left.
My
I
God,
think he
they are
has
going
ADHD.
nuts up there.
I don't know.
All
What's
right.
happening?
Oh my God.
Our dogs are going completely nuts. All right, here we go. We're gonna do the last category. We're gonna do a retro evolution, since I already know for a fact none of us are gonna get 50 on this one. And then of course we'll answer one question, because, and this is mainly because a lot of people ask the same question.
What would our
So we're just going to do one question?
In this case, yeah, because
That's
a
great.
lot of people ask the same question. In
Yeah,
this
it's
case.
okay
It was
because the
kind of-
dogs are going crazy anyway.
Yeah. For the final category is atmosphere, and yeah, it's pretty much right on point here.
Yeah, 10.
This is one of those movies where you absolutely feel the tension, you feel all the events that are playing out, and each and every one of them is almost stacking themselves on top
right?
until it finally just tumbles down right
So it's
when.
really like, what did you expect was going to happen? You know?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. What you expect would happen, but back then, no one really knew if this plan was going to go through. So when you see it actually go through and her finally snapping, it was definitely a genuine shock for back then.
Right.
Oh, I believed she was going to snap. I just didn't know she was going to snap with that much vengeance.
Right.
True enough. I'm giving it a full-on 10 for myself.
me
What about
too.
you guys?
10.
10.
All right, so we got 10. All right, so 10 all around on that one. So here we go. I am now adding up the scores now.
Sorry.
Again, don't watch it on Netflix.
Yeah.
They cut out all the tension building
Watch
between
the DVD or on
Carrie
Prime.
and the really mean blonde gal whose name eludes me.
You know, almost same with anything that should be edited out. Like Netflix edits out things that are suggestive, or like when they had that '70s show on there. I have the DVD set and I have watched them front to back a million times. And I'd be watching, and they would cut out certain. I'm like, dude, you cut out that whole scene, or like,
Yeah,
right.
They do that though. If they think
It's
it's, like,
so
if they
absurd.
think it's offensive or suggestive anyway, they'll just cut 30 seconds off. So.
That's sad.
You know what though? But that was really integral to the story.
It was very.
And you know what?
It
It's like
showed repetitive bullying. The
pushing
entire,
this girl
yeah,
over
to
the
the
fucking
edge.
edge. You know.
True.
And it's like maybe it's offensive to audiences nowadays, but it should be. That's the point.
That's what happens with cancel
yeah.
culture.
Bullying
people.
is offensive.
That it is.
Yeah.
All right.
You know?
For the final scores, my score went up 3 points. It went from 45 to 48. As for you three, your scores dropped. Only by maybe 1 to 2 points. Both you and Billy Peddle got 49 as your total score afterwards.
Oh, nice.
Where Ingots was 48. So in the strange, even though the scores are pretty close to each other, I was the only one that ever increased my score. But again, it's not full on 50. Like I said, there are a few other films I would say in Stephen King's arsenal that are absolutely better. But to start out with this film for his career, that was a really
Yeah,
good
he
call.
did a great
Yeah.
job.
So,
Shining actually is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It was very
all right. For what it's worth, though,
Really
for
good.
Retro Evolution, what would you change about Christine and Carrie? We're gonna start with Christine. I'm still saying that all they have to do is just add the original backstory
Yeah,
for Christine,
I agree.
and you pretty much got a perfect
Yeah,
film there.
I do too.
Yeah, I don't know why they tried to complicate it by
I
bringing
don't
the
know.
brother in and making him like, dude, just like keep it on Roland LeBay. That would have been super.
I do understand
And
making.
explain that Arnie was haunted by the seller of the car. Like, he was
Right.
obsessed with obtaining that car, and when he finally did, he was obsessed with keeping it no matter what the cost, even if it came at the cost of the lives of his family. So, I mean,
True.
they
Yeah,
totally
that's
left that out. Like,
Yeah, it's not in there at all.
Honestly, I think that they, put back the original story, but also, honestly, I think overall, yeah, that's the only real
Yeah, it's
reason
the
I
only
would think that
change
would
I
work.
would make.
I think a remake.
Now, what about, if they do a remake, make sure you put in the original backstory, because I think that would definitely help out a lot.
And Carrie,
As for Carrie, for me, I would think, they've already remade it, and it was basically a carbon copy. If you were to make a few changes, personally for me, for the original story, I say try to make some of the soundtrack a little bit more subtle, and then really build up to those points where it really needs to be there.
I'm not sure that. Well, though I see their point, kind of. The ending when she goes to her grave,
The nightmare
and then
that-
she.
What was a nightmare she had? Though?
Yeah, it was a nightmare. Did you not notice the car driving
Yeah,
backwards?
I know. I'm just not sure that I would have. I mean, that's actually the one part that traumatized
Scares
me
the shit out of
most.
you. Absolutely.
When I was like 7 and I watched it, I was
Ooh.
so traumatized by that. I
Nice.
literally left the drive-in bawling my head off,
Oh.
and my parents couldn't get me to stop crying until midway through Denny's meal. They took us to Denny's to.
oh, okay, so you have a personal grudge against the ending of this movie.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
It actually-
As far
it
as
does
horror
stick to the ending
endings,
of the
it's
book
like a
quite
really good
nicely.
scare.
It actually
You
does.
know?
Yeah, the book ending is the same.
Yeah, I just think it really traumatized me.
The Addams Family pulls that too. They do a little homage.
I mean, I was halfway
Yeah, of
through
course it
Denny's meal before I stopped crying. That's how traumatized I was.
And you needed the magic of Denny's to subdue your sobs.
I did. That was always after because the
Pancakes.
drive-in was right there on Stony Point,
I wish I had
and
that
I
one.
used to go. We used to go have Denny's afterwards.
I really
Wait, which
wish.
part of Stony Point? Do you know how much I wish I was alive for drive-in movies? What part of
Oh,
Stony
how
Point did you
cool.
go
I
to?
actually-
I wonder what it is now.
It's at the end where the Petaluma Hill Road
Oh, okay.
intersects.
I actually went to a drive-in movie theater over in Ohio,
That's wild.
There are
Oh,
a few,
man.
there are
That's
a few
amazing.
states
and
that
also
have
in
them.
Connecticut. So I gotta go to a couple myself.
I haven't seen even one in California, so.
Yeah, they
I'll have to-
tore all
I'll
of
have
them
to-
down.
No, I think there's still a couple that still stand.
Well, not I don't
think
think
so.
anymore. They had that one that used to, which cracked me up off.
Hold on,
101,
give me a
the one that
second.
had the porno movies. And we used
Yes,
to drive
I remember
along,
that one.
We used to drive along Highway 101 coming home or whatever.
Watch
We'd be
the
like,
dick pic.
look, I see something. There's
There's a
boobs! Oh my God, there's boobs.
Nips.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, I know. One of my buddies went to that one.
That's.
He was one of their most reoccurring customers. I am sorry, dude, for calling you out, man.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
Don't
he.
tell us who it is, because I'm a little scared right now. I probably know him.
Oh Lord. Oh my God, they still have them.
That's
In California? Whereabouts?
Let me see. There's one over in. Let me see. In Vineland Drive-In,
Vineland.
or maybe Vinland. No, it's Vineland. Yeah, basically Vine and then Land both together. It's a drive-in movie theater. It looks like it's somewhere over in Industry, California.
Okay, Southern.
So yeah, there's that one. The other one is
Okay.
Van Buren Drive-In Theater.
We don't need to do research on
I
driving.
really-
Van Buren.
Oh come on, Van Buren. Yeah, there's Van Buren.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you said it with a P like Vam. Never mind.
Oh Lord.
Vampire.
But yeah, honestly though, for Carrie, yeah, just try to make the soundtrack for me. Yeah, you said just to change the ending.
Well, I guess that's personal, so.
I like
guess
the
I can't.
ending. It scared the shit out of me.
It did scare the shit out of me.
I would actually.
Also, I kind of wish I had Denny's when I got terrified of
I
The
knew he was gonna
Exorcist.
say that.
Do you
'Cause
like-
he was like, I want Denny's.
I think they should have put more
Yeah, but here's the thing, though.
backstory into, like they did in the
In
remake.
the remake, yeah.
Yes, that
Honestly,
I
for
agree.
what it's worth, though, I really wish I had Denny's when I got terrified of The Exorcist.
Oh, well,
And
I'll
I was
remember
like,
that.
I was like 8 years old. I'm still scarred by that movie right now.
I didn't let you watch it at 8.
I accidentally watched it while you were watching with Lorraine.
Okay, well, that's not my fault.
You're bad.
Yeah, but I don't feel bad
That's
now.
on you, man.
Yeah.
I know, that's the reason why I kind of wish I had. I would have definitely
Okay,
been
so
less
you
scared.
were not
Helped
owed
your
Denny's. You were up and sneaking about, and you were.
I was curious what they were
overtaken for
watching,
being
that's
out
the
of
thing.
bed.
He's always been sneaky.
I know.
I'm not even trying to do it on purpose. I wasn't even trying to sneak when I was looking at the film. I just saw it, I'm like, oh god, I'm walking
You're just
away now.
naturally sneaky, Nathaniel.
It's not my fault. It's not like I want to. Heck, I even try to make noise and I'm still silent as ever.
Okay, Ingrid.
I don't believe you.
I didn't
Is
say
there
what I
any-
would do.
Oh, sorry. I thought you
What about
did.
you?
I thought we just
I can't
talked
believe you
about
just
that.
skirted right over me.
No, I just thought we talked about it.
Um,
God, we're like little bickering bitches. Now, go ahead.
did you just call me a bitch?
I called us bitches.
Oh, it's a blanket.
Alright,
bitching.
so-
You guys are gonna be the
come
big
on.
brain bitches from here on out. That's what I'm gonna refer to you guys as.
I would actually make sure I would call fucking Netflix and be like, put all the blame
Yeah.
back in. 'Cause
Oh,
you need to
yeah.
show like the seriousness of.
So in this
is how
particular
people
case, is
treat
the blame
each
on
other.
Netflix then?
Absolutely, I take issue. I'm gonna write an angry letter because it's like just be real, just be honest about how people treat each other, how ugly it gets, and how far people can be pushed.
Yeah.
You know,
Um,
if you do a remake,
What about you,
make
Ingrid?
sure you get it down. You know.
what about you, Ingrid?
Sorry,
What would you change?
What's the? Oh, for which movie? Carrie or
We'll
Christine?
start with-
Carrie.
We'll start with Christine and then Carrie.
I thought we were
Okay,
gonna do
well,
Carrie.
Christine, I've already said they should have added more of the backstory.
Yeah,
They
sure,
I don't
yeah.
know why they switched it to the focus on the brother because he was very small. It was all Roland LeBay, the guy who sold Arnie the car, so I'm not sure why they complicated things. I have no idea. And then on the second movie, Carrie, I don't know, the same. I don't know. What I would change is maybe they didn't show, like, it was highly hinted at that traumatic scene in the shower actually started her like telekinesis, but that's not true. It started when she was a little girl, in the form of huge boulders and rocks that would fall on the
Yeah.
house. She could like almost summon them from the sky, and it would rain boulders.
You see that in the you see that
You
in
see
the
that in the
remake.
ending.
Oh, it is in the remake.
No, it's in the remake.
Yeah.
It's in the remake.
Oh, see, I haven't seen the remake.
You'll have
so-
to watch it. It's actually pretty good.
For what it's worth, though, yeah, I would definitely say maybe a little bit more. But sometimes I do like the air of mystery behind it all.
I don't.
So for me, it really does depend. I think in this case, more detail would be nice.
We're gonna definitely have to watch. the
Yeah.
remake.
All right, and finally we have the one of the most common asked questions I've ever gotten on this channel, which is amazing actually, because normally I get a whole bunch. If you were to put yourself in her situation, what would you do? Would you be in the same would you actually follow her progression throughout the film, or would you have done something a little bit different?
You mean Carrie?
Yeah.
I think I would attempt to stand up for myself, but if that didn't pan
I would
out,
do
I would
it.
burn
I
everybody
would do
to the
it
ground.
indiscreetly though, like
So
indiscreetly.
you don't get burned
like,
as a witch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indiscreetly, like have somebody accidentally like step off a cliff or something like that.
And
You mean
discreetly throw someone
indirectly?
over.
Indirectly, not
Yes.
indiscreetly. Indirectly.
Yes, indirectly. Excuse me. No, indiscreetly.
Discreetly.
Discreetly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
What about-
Indirectly is more appropriate for your
Indirect.
Indirectly. Indirectly. Okay.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Ingrid?
Thank you, grammar police.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, wait. Again, what are we talking about?
If you were put in Carrie's position, what would you do? If you were given an option,
Okay.
You mean would I change things? Would I still? I would probably.
would
do
you
the
follow
same
the
thing.
same path
She
as
was-
Carrie, or would you honestly could have changed, or if you had the option to change your fate in a way, would you do that, or would you just go straight through
I'm
just
an
like Carrie?
empathetic person.
I don't know if I had a little glimmer of hope, maybe, but the one guy I crushed on, who was just pretending to like me because his girlfriend sent him in, was just brutally murdered. Her mom is already crazy, she's burnt down all of her classmates, and she has things. She's gonna have to face that. They're gonna get her.
True.
I don't know. I don't think I'd change anything. She went down the way she should have, and it was sad, but necessary.
Very sad.
As for
I
me,
don't think she could live with it after that, probably.
Probably not.
honestly, if I discovered I had telekinetic powers, I'd rip everyone apart.
You're so nice, Nathaniel.
And then I would destroy the entire school by collapsing on
Excuse me,
itself.
Mr. Retroactive.
Oh yeah, and not to mention I would burn the whole city down. And I would be standing on there with a bone throne saying, "Ha ha ha!" I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry. I love being a villain in horror films. Oh come on! I actually did play a pretty good Freddy Krueger once when I had the glove and the mask. So it was pretty interesting. My
All right.
friends really did enjoy that. All right. Well, we are finally done with Stephen King month on this channel.
Oh, we'll miss you.
Oh, wait.
What?
You never freaking check your messages that I send you.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, no, you don't. I sent you, whose birthday? It was on Stephen King. Stephen King's birthday, for his 74th birthday, was it Tuesday?
Yep.
Wednesday? As well as the dude who plays Michael Myers, same freaking birthday.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Okay, now we can stop. Sorry.
But yeah, for what it's worth, though, we are finally done with Stephen King month. We will be doing it next year. It has been highly requested by everyone on the channel, so we're making sure we're going to do it. So, yeah. As for the month of October, it is going to be nothing but horror-themed games, from monsters to zombies to whatever I can try to get my hands on. And that's actually saying a lot, considering I have a lot of good horror games. From Five Nights at Freddy's, and yeah, we're even going to do a little bit of Cuphead for how much that horrifies me. But yeah, and here's the thing. For the month of October, we're going to switch up the schedule this time around. This time, it's going to be one long marathon. It's going to be basically like, we're going to do about maybe 5 hours every day doing a stream of a particular horror game, which I'll be doing for you guys throughout the entire month.
As long as it's not
the
for
only-
movies.
However, as for the RetroActive's Corner, we are going to be doing, of course, horror games and horror movies. The first one is going to be Alien Isolation with myself and Snowing Gecko. We're going to be talking about since we both actually did the game on the stream one time.
Oh, nice.
The second one is going to be Five Nights at Freddy's, and I'm hoping my buddy Machine Rage will join us for that
Nice
one.
nickname.
And
I like that.
yeah, he's if you don't know, that's Ryan all the way in Ohio.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he's Twitch streaming.
Oh, nice.
So I may
Snowing
ask him to
Gecko
join.
Is
Isaiah?
okay. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Left,
wrong.
right, what? Don't
That's
know.
Donnie.
Yes. No. Sorry.
But yeah, for what it's worth though, Isaiah will be joining for that one. For the first one, second one will be Ryan. The third one is I'm gonna try to contact him. Is that we're gonna try to get Pluminator on board.
Oh, nice.
And we're going to be doing the original and remakes of The Fly. And I think that's going to be really interesting. And hopefully if Pugnator and Billy Pell want to join in for that one, that's up to them. And of course, we're going to have you two request the final 2 movie reviews for October. So, right here on this channel, what would you want to do for the final Saturday of October?
I think we should do The Shining for one.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
All right, so The Shining is one. What about the other one?
Well, if we're going with that theme, we should do Dr. Sleep, right?
All right.
We could do that, and I have both.
All right,
That sounds
so for the final October for RetroActive's Corner, we're going to be doing The Shining and its sequel, Dr. Sleep. And to make it more consistent for Dr. Sleep itself, we're going to be watching the Stanley Kubrick film. We're not going to watch the original miniseries because, 1, it would take too long, and 2, it does not connect to the Dr. Sleep movie that was made recently.
There's a...
Really, it should, because you know what? The miniseries it was made actually follows the book.
The
and not the
reason why
stupid
is
movies,
that
so.
this one was directed by a dude who was a big fan of not only The Shining, not only a big fan of Stephen King, but a big fan of the Stanley Kubrick films. So he wanted to make sure it was consistent with the story, as well as, of course, consistent with the book. And that's also the reason why Stephen King himself actually helped co-direct this film.
So there's a TV show?
There's a
it
mini.
come out before?
Basically, it's basically like the Stephen King It that was like 6 hours.
Shining, right?
Well, we have all of October to watch it if you want to throw it in. So did it come out before or after?
It came out after the Shining by Stanley Kubrick.
Okay.
You know what? Who's in it? Is the guy from Wings. Do you remember the guy from Wings?
The lead
Yeah.
guy from Wings?
Yes.
He's the one who plays Jack Torrance, and it came out in the mid-90s. It was probably like 96, 95 they redid it, so.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find the cast. Oh, here.
But yeah.
My God.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You've never seen that one?
Why was he so icky looking? Is he bad?
He's
Weber.
like Jack Nicholson.
Oh my God.
He's playing
But
the part of
Rebecca
Jack-
De Mornay
Oh
plays
my
Wendy,
God.
and she's
Yeah.
amazing, so.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for what it's... So you want to do all three?
We could.
All right, then.
Yeah,
I guess we're doing...
I'm down.
All right, so we're doing the
Oh, I love
miniseries...
her.
This
She's intense.
miniseries of Shining, as well as, of course, the Stanley Kubrick
Might take
Shining.
1 2 hours.
And we're going to be doing Dr. Sleep.
All right. Sounds
And
good.
of course,
I need to
that's
find a way
what
to
the
watch
last...
that movie. I've read the book, but I haven't
Yep,
seen the movie,
and
so I
that's
gotta
the-
get there.
And that's the last Saturday of October. The Saturday before that one is going to be the Fly original and remake. I'm going to try to get Pluminator on and see if he wants to join in for that one. And of course, we have our 2 horror game reviews, Alien Isolation with me and Snowing Gecko, and of course we have, I'm hoping, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 through 4 with my good buddy Machine Rage. So hopefully you guys will get to join us. But yeah, for this particular month, for the entire schedule, we're mainly going to do 1 horror game per day. So this is going to be interesting, which means I will actually be doing them during my breaks on Wednesday and Thursday as well. So, yeah, that means I don't get a break. This was the request done by my fans to only do this 1 month a year, where I do every day instead of just having 2 days for breaks. But, however, the plus side, I only get to do 1 game per day. Which is honestly a bit of a godsend, because I think I would lose my shit if I had to do 2 streams per day of horror games. I would lose my damn mind. Yeah, you would see me in a psychiatric ward, and you'd be wondering what the hell happened. For what it's worth, though, yeah, I'm actually very excited, and of course, yes, I will try to wear a costume for the 31st, so you guys can actually see me wearing a costume. I don't know what I'm gonna go for. No,
I know what you're gonna go at.
No, I'm not.
I do.
No, I'm not.
What?
I do. He should be Dr. Loomis.
You should be Leatherface! Be Leatherface!
No, get
What?
this. Did we tell you what we're going to be for Halloween?
No?
Laurie Strode and Michael Myers.
Desiree's going to be Michael Myers. I'm going to be Laurie Strode, and you should be the doctor.
I'm
Dr.
not joining
Loomis.
for the party, so that's not going to work.
You love him though. You.
All right,
respect
I've gotten
that
requests for
character.
someone even Doctor Who.
Doctor Who?
If you know the TV series that's been
No,
going
I
on
know,
for
but
several
that's
decades.
theme.
Which doctor? You need them to
Oh,
specify
that is a
which
true
doctor.
point.
That is very true. I really don't know which Doctor
the
Who.
10th
I'll have to.
10th one.
I'll have to do more research.
10th one.
What's the 10th one? What do you
10th
mean?
Doctor.
Okay, you know what? I do not forgive David Tennant for his horrible portrayal of Bartemius Crouch Jr. in Harry Potter. I hate him forever.
What?
Ever.
He was so disturbing because we love him so much. Seeing his Barty Crouch Jr. was really disturbing. It was very upsetting.
No. According to this one,
Barty
Mark
Crouch
Baker.
Jr. never did that. He didn't act like that, and it was just David. I hate him.
All right. According to this, the request is from the version that was played by Mark Baker.
Oh.
I think I might be able to pull that off. I hope.
What movie
I
is
will
this?
help you.
What movie
He's
is
very
this?
good with costumes.
Is it Halloween?
No, he's talking about
Damn it.
Doctor Who, the TV show.
But yeah,
I think you should be Miss
again,
Dr. Loomis.
like I
personally.
said, there is again though, these are all requests. You guys still have plenty of time to request me to wear a costume. Just
Loomis. Dr. Loomis.
all right. So we have
Loomis,
Dr. Loomis, we
Loomis.
have Doctor Who, we have Leatherface.
Loomis.
Stop. Would you stop?
There's 2 for Loomis. I just want you to know.
All right.
Where
I'll
do
make
you
sure to
stand,
write down,
Ingot?
damn it. She got Leatherface.
Oh, she did say Leatherface. That would be fun.
What are you going to go as, Ingot?
All right, we got another request. Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, nice.
I would
Which one, like traditional Old English or Robert Downey Jr. hot doctor?
I would think
Old
the
English.
tradition, honestly.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna do it, I gotta do it authentically.
Wow.
And if that's the case, I have to do a mystery game for that one too. Like literally me trying to solve a mystery in a video game. I think it'd be pretty cool.
We were all like, huh, what does that mean?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, so traditional.
Moment.
All right. Like I said, I've also gotten a few other requests. Some people want me to be Jason Voorhees.
That would be fun. 'Cause
Now
we'd be
Dr.
like
Watson.
We'd be on par
Um,
together.
Yeah, so it would be very
That'd be
interesting to see what we could try to pull off in this one, though I would look like an Asian Sherlock Holmes.
Fabulous.
But yeah, I will let you guys know what I will let you guys know of the selections I get. I will put all of these on the selections to let you guys know. So we will put Doctor Who, we'll put Sherlock Holmes, we'll put Dr. Watson, we'll put down Loomis. So we're gonna. I know it's a lot of doctors for some damn reason. But yeah, and of course Leatherface, we're gonna put him in there. Jason Voorhees, and you guys will get to vote in the Discord what you want me to be, so that you guys get a chance to do that part.
I just realized if he went as Leatherface and you went as Voorhees and I'm going as Michael Myers, we would be wearing basically the same outfit with different masks.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, it's all
Voorhees.
jumpsuit, isn't it?
Jason Voorhees is.
Leatherface's mask is made of all human skin.
No, but I mean his,
Yeah.
his jumpsuit. They all wear.
Nope,
a jumpsuit,
he wears a
don't they?
butcher's uniform.
No,
Who does?
Leatherface, yes.
Leatherface. Well,
He
he
does
has a
an
coat
apron. No, he
Yes.
has an apron.
He has an
on.
apron along with his.
over a jumpsuit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Bas-
and
with Jason
is wearing a
Voorhees,
jumpsuit.
no,
He's
he does
wearing-
not.
yeah.
He's wearing overalls. Basically, what you would normally see for a country hillbilly. I'm
Wow.
very sorry for saying that.
Okay, we'll think about this. Maybe. I already got half.
And that's for Michael Myers. He's the only one with a real trucker's jumpsuit.
No, but they all in the really old ones. It looks they all look
No,
very
they
interesting.
don't. Trust me. I
We'll look
know
again.
more
We'll look
details on
again.
those
Okay.
ones. But yeah, so don't worry. We'll go back to our original schedule when November rolls around. Okay, so just to let you guys know.
Okay.
But yeah, for the month of October, we're gonna do one game per day, and it's gonna be 5 hours, and it's just gonna be nonstop. We won't change the schedule entirely, but we will. That way, you guys will know at least the schedule for how things work on our channel. But I promise to let you guys know in the future what we're gonna be doing for the month of October, and we'll even see if that process works. If it doesn't, then we'll just have to try something else. Again, like I said, this was requested by the fans. So until then, do you guys have any final words to say before we head out? Barely anyone heard you.
Just goodbye.
Well, farewell.
Till next time.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye, Ingrid. We
Hasta
love
la
you.
vista.
Bye, guys. See you later.
Love you.
All right, then I hope you all have an amazing day. I will see you all tonight, and this is Mr. Retroactive signing out. Have a great
Bye.
day, everyone.